The Viterra Grain Terminal on the outskirts of Melfort, Saskatchewan, site of the 2018 Viterra Scotties. It's down to one game, and the championship final is coming up next. Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by Viterra, SaskTel, Service Equipment, White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, Jiffy Lube, CurlSask, and SaskTel Max.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Northern Lights Palace in Melfort, normally home to the Melfort Mustangs of the SJHL, but for one more game, home to the 2018 Viterra Scotties Provincial Women's Curling Championship. My name is Sean Joyce. I'm here with Susan Lang and Kim Hudson. We've been here since Tuesday afternoon. We've been through 9 round robin draws, the tiebreaker, page playoff games, and the semifinal, and we're down to just the final 2 teams. Sherry Anderson, coming off strong performances in the page playoff and then the semifinal earlier this afternoon, will be facing off against Robin Silvernagel, the number 1 seed. She's only lost 1 game all week. Kim, let me ask you first, what does Sherry Anderson have to do with her young team after the momentum that they're coming off of with these last 2 performances to keep them going for one more game?
Good question, Sean. They played very well. They controlled that game start to finish, but they played well as a team. We knew all along that Sherry was going to hold her own and play very well, and the question mark was at whether the young girls would be able to stay that way, and they certainly have. They've been playing better and better as the week has gone on, and especially the playoffs. So I think what Sherry needs to do, and I'm sure she will be talking to them, is trying to keep the emotions in check and taking it as another game and getting the young girls to play just like they have.
And Susan, we saw Robin Silvernagel in this exact same situation last year. She's going to be facing a team that has come off 2 strong performances. We had a chance to talk to Gerald Shimko during that game. He said he didn't care which team they were playing against, but how do they prepare now, knowing that they're playing a team with some momentum coming in?
And Gerald's absolutely right. They do not care which team they were playing. If they continue to play the way they have been, and remembering that super strong performance they had in the 1-2 game yesterday, I think that they will be really ramped to go. They had a great practice this morning. They were out at 11 o'clock, and they were already getting the adrenaline going and getting themselves locked into game mode. So they just really need to probably just take it easy the first couple ends, get their emotions going. Robin herself had said how she had to play better in the first half of the game as compared to last year. So I think they've touched their base points, and we'll be ready to go.
Well, we certainly know that based on the performance we saw from Silvernagel last night in the page playoff and the performance we saw from Anderson earlier on today in the semifinal, we should expect a barn burner of a game. It'll get underway in just a moment or two, but before we do that, let's meet the teams in this provincial final.
Hi, we're Team Silvernagel from the Twin Rivers Curling Club in North Battleford. I'm Skip Robin Silvernagel, 3rd Jolene Campbell, 2nd Dana Demers, lead Kara Teveno, and our coach Gerald Shimko.
Hi, I'm Sherry Anderson from Team Anderson. Our lead is Carly Kurczynski. Our 2nd is Krista Fesser. Our 3rd is Courtney Fesser, and we curl out of the Nutana Curling Club.
So the team's just taking their last practice slides, and Robin Silvernagel will be throwing the yellow stones here. She has last rock by virtue of her number 1 seeding. The Anderson team will get us underway. They're throwing reds, and you do get to select your rocks for these last few games. The Anderson team took the red stones that have been on sheet 2 all week long. They played with them this afternoon. That's the same set that Robin Silvernagel played with in the page playoff game last night. So she's had to take a different set, and she's taken the yellows that have been on sheet 3 all along. taking a quick look at how these teams got here. The 9-round robin draws not quite enough to make a determination as to all the playoff teams. We still had that one tiebreaker, Stephanie Lawton and Penny Barker. Barker, last year's champion, won the tiebreaker, but Sherry Anderson was able to get past her in the 3-4 game last night. Robin Silvernagel won the 1-2 and came directly to this final, and of course you were all with us, saw the dramatic extra end victory for Sherry Anderson, moving on to the... Kim, did you figure out how many finals this is for Sherry? Is this about 47 finals?
Somewhere around there. I didn't know that was going to be a question, or I could have had that answered.
Well, I do know that 2 years ago in Prince Albert, she had a string of 6 consecutive finals appearances broken.
Well, you know what? She had consecutive 6 before then, too.
Yes, I think that was her second time having 6 in a row.
Yeah, because she would have had 2000 through to 2006 as well, finals. And of those 6, won 2. And I think of that other consecutive 6, won only 2.
Yeah,
so
you've got me on that, but I think that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's all well before my time.
Yeah, you were just a baby. So, 4-time provincial junior champ means she's won her share of finals.
I got the same, Sherry.
I'm looking around the building, guessing that the committee is very happy the Anderson team is playing. I see a lot of family and friends out there. I see all the parents and the partners have assumed their lucky positions. And game on here. Did notice that the Anderson team was calling for it in the rings, but a little bit short, so here we go.
In the 4-rock free guard zone, you are permitted to remove your own stone from play, so when it is their guard, Robin Silvernagel can look to run it back, and if she happens to remove it from play, that's all right.
That's good.
Makes the run back. The raised stone does spill just out the side of the 12-foot. So just the 2 yellow stones in play, neither one in the rings.
Yeah, Sherry calling for it tight, not necessarily in.
So the first half of our, as we like to happily call them, the professors, the 2 twin sisters here. This one's Krista Fesser. When they're just being referred to as the 2 girls, it's the professors, but we'll stay with Fesser today. They had a really nice game today, really solid, but it was a lesson in it's never over until it's over. When we kept saying that whole game, Anderson versus Eberly, it seemed like Eberly should be down 3, 4, 5 points that whole game, but they weren't. They just kept hanging around, and then when crunch time came in the 10th and 11th, it was a lot of yellow rocks for Sherry Anderson to have to deal with.
Made reference to it earlier in the week, and I was talking to the girls before the game. Dana was saying that she had to get her game face on. Dana Demers is one of the nicest young girls you're ever going to meet, but boy, when she gets into the hacks, she looks like you wouldn't want to cross her.
Same thing, Chris. Same thing. Same throw. It'll slide a little better, so.
Well, and we do have to mention the Silvernagel team was in this position last year. They ended up losing this game to Penny Barker, so I'm sure they've come out here with much different purpose.
Yes, we certainly did hear Robin talk to that fact about they were so disappointed with their start last year. They didn't really zone it in the way they needed to and felt they got too far behind. But I think it's like a concentration type of issue that looks like they've probably gone to school on that now and a little different game plan. You don't have to beat your opposition in 6 ends. You can take your time a little bit, get your as you always like to say, your sea legs under here you in the first end or so, and don't shoot yourself out of it early.
Patience is a virtue.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Kara.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Roll it, Kara.
Hard, hard. Straight over.
Good one.
Whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
that's good.
Good shot, Dana. Good call.
Nice weight.
Looking to peel the guard again. Came across the face a little. Does roll for a corner.
Little higher.
But what a fabulous opportunity for this young team that Sherry Anderson has all their, just in their young 20s, to be learning from such a skilled, experienced curler. And I think that really showed in Sherry's post-game interview there when you'd said, so what are you going to do to prepare for this 5 o'clock game? Go eat? I think she just keeps them calm and chilled
Right here is good.
and
It's not curling.
tries to keep them from getting overexcited.
Yeah, and that's all true. And you know that Sherry's got a great game plan, calls the game very well, reads the ice as good as anybody, and all they have to do is play their positions and do their job, because you know that Sherry will be handling hers.
Well, this stone slips into the top of the 12-foot now. Jolene will have a chance to play the hit and roll undercover. She's got the 2 corner guards. Could roll over behind either one of them. I don't even think there's a port between them. She could probably be in the middle and still be in pretty good shape.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, Joe. Nice throw. 9-2.
Jolene Campbell, a very accomplished curler ever since she's been a young high school curler. Just seems to keep showing up at all these provincial and national competitions. A couple of international ones.
Yeah, that's true.
She was at the Olympic trials with Michelle Englot. She went as a 5th.
Yeah, comes from a curling family as well. Parents, and then of course her 3 sisters all curl as well, Michelle, Tanya, and Renee.
Little big.
I don't remember, did the 4 girls ever all play together? I think they did once.
I think they did.
Yeah, I think they did too.
Briefly?
I think
Might
it
have
was
only-
a whole season.
Might have been just the 1 year.
I'm trying to remember, did Jolene skip or did Tanya? Or not Tanya, sorry, Renee.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I don't remember. I'd have to ask Jolene.
Yeah, and their dad, Perry, was the one I enjoy watching here. He's always pacing, and he stands at one end of the arena against the wall, and then when the end switches play, he goes and leans against the wall at the other end of the arena.
Well, here's a great offensive opportunity here for Jolene to be able to tuck in safely behind 2 of her yellow corner guards.
You're going to have to finish it at the end. What?
Back 4.
T. Hey, Dana, go. Yep, go. Yep, hard. Finish it. Yeah. Go, go, go. Right back.
Room by the guard. They're trying to bring this back now to get any piece in behind cover.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Great weight, Judge. They said it was back 4 weight, and
What'd you get?
they were able to get it back there.
10.
Cut to the edge of the guard. Sherry Anderson indicating she'll try to roll into the open.
I have like 3/4. Gotta roll it to the middle, guys. Yeah. Doesn't go crazy here, but it's a nice 10.
Well, the other part, too, about Sherry, we were chuckling about this in between games here, is Sherry's also the defending senior women's provincial champion and turned that into the Canadian champion off to Sweden in April for the Worlds. So we thought, well, wouldn't that just be a fabulous way to tune up for the World Senior Women's by being Team Saskatchewan at the Scotties? You know,
Yeah, exactly.
how to keep your game in shape.
Well, having said that, another interesting connection. Her teammate in the seniors is Anita Silvernagel, the mother of Robin Silvernagel here.
So yet poor Anita just doesn't.
Oh,
Big
I think
brush
I
to
know
get
who
by the
Anita would be
guard.
cheering
It's
for.
going to
If
rub.
that's where
and
you were going with that.
Yeah, blood is thicker than water, but
Absolutely.
she's certainly wishing Sherry well. She's probably just wishing
Oh,
this
for sure.
wasn't the final.
For sure.
Do you want to just go open
really
and go
can
to?
be. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, a little touch on that corner guard there.
So just make
Silvernagel,
fully happy.
good chance to
Yeah.
sit 2 here and spread
That should
them
be
out.
lots. This way we'll curl a little bit more though.
Speed's good, Ross.
Yeah.
Just even, Vane. Just back teeth.
T-line.
Yep.
T-line plus even is fine.
Yep. Bet.
Should be full speed, hey?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Like 15?
15 will be perfect.
I like 15, yeah. Okay, give it to you guys.
So important, all that conversation. I like to call that the power triangle there to get everybody all on the same page.
Just a little bit.
Little room.
Mine's great! Not
Key here to get these rocks even. You know,
Yeah.
if there's any kind of chance for a double to get out of trouble, Sherry Anderson's going to take a run at it.
Yeah, for sure.
Top
2 great sweepers here, 2 of the
Now
best
they're
here this
indicating this
weekend.
is light, so they're trying to leave it high enough to leave a tough angle.
Go back.
Which the higher they leave it now, it is
you could've
kind of
just
tough,
pounded it.
and it still is pretty
Could have
steep.
pounded it back there.
Well, you've got that catcher at the back too that might be lined up to prevent that double.
Give her a whirl.
Not
Yeah.
with this turn. No. Not with this turn, it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then jam it after you hit it there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pushing, so it doesn't.
Are you just going for the roll then, Sherry?
Well, I don't think it jams, I'm saying.
Oh, you're going for the double.
I think so.
'Kay.
It'll come off that.
'Kay.
Like I have to hit it with this turn
Yeah,
thin,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Firm.
yours didn't move.
Mm-hmm.
And if we roll over in front, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Just hate to hit it in between the 2 and go over top and leave her the
Probably,
draw
yeah.
for 2. But Sherry's pretty good at these doubles.
Yep.
I think we're going to see the tone of the game set right
And
here.
if we roll over in front, that's not the end
Well,
of the
there is
world.
that possibility. Certainly not the shot you'd like to have for your last one in the first end, but a chance to maybe get some momentum here for the Anderson team. She can bail herself out with a double. One thing I know for sure, if she makes this double, it's going to get loud in here in a hurry.
Yeah, we sure will.
Nothing
They'll
out of the
all
brushers
explode.
yet.
Whoa! Close, yes!
Very thin on the
Sounded
first one to
close.
get the double.
Whoa, whoa!
Makes the hit, comes across a little thick on the contact. Not quite enough to get it out the back, and
Just
the
had
shooter
a
spins
curl.
out the side.
Can't
So
take our 2.
Robin Silvernagel will have a chance to draw for 2, and they're looking at whether or not to play for
Let's just
3.
take our 2, Joe.
You'd have to play the hit.
I don't know if it's worth it in the first
Let's
10.
just
What do you
take our
think,
2.
Sean? Sure,
don't-
2 sounds good to me.
I'm not even sure it's there, to be honest.
A little more ice.
You'd have to play it with takeout weight for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's full
hit and
speed.
roll them
Yeah,
both
drive
in.
the button.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like just taking our 2. We don't need to get fancy. Yeah.
Right on the key line. Let's say
No,
wait
that's
for
your dream
Close,
start if
even
you
on
can
this side.
put that juice up on the board early.
Yep.
Tighten it up a hair.
You've already got your opposition coming back to you.
same weight. Watch the room. Really good.
So
Line
Robin does
good.
throw a lot of
I love
interns. It does
you.
seem to be her
Not
favorite
moving.
go-to turn,
Not moving.
Line's
but
really
she's
nice.
made shots
Where
with
is it?
both
Line's
turns
nice.
this week. It's just been remarkable. The big weight
Yeah,
hits,
I
the
think you're all
beautiful
here.
little taps.
And I have to be honest, it's a solid team effort. All 4 of them have played well. Good
Brushers
start.
just clean that into the button area. Robin Silvernagel will pick up her 2
Good
points.
judge, guys.
She
Good
takes
judge.
the 2-0 lead. Sherry Anderson will have last rock in the second.
Didn't need, yeah, didn't need to get complicated there.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, as we said, for Robin Silvernagel, this is the dream start. You've waited a year to get back into this game.
Better start than last year.
Certainly a better start. Gets 2 points in the first end. Very nice use of her last rock advantage. And now we'll see what Sherry Anderson could do with last rock here in the second.
Look, I think it's Line's good. Line's good. Top four, guys.
Well, that was such a late two-ender also, you know, the mistake by Sherry Anderson ticking on the guard there. I'm sure both Penny Barker and Chantel Eberly are saying, like, where was that shot in the last couple of games? Because she has not been doing that. She has been sharp and crisp and right on.
Not much thought going into throwing the corner guard here.
Corner. Yeah.
Carly Kurchinski had a very strong semifinal. Made, I think, 3 tick shots, if I remember correctly.
Remarkable, and good sweeping too by the Fessers to hold the line on all those ticks. That's just such a weapon when you can relieve that pressure for your skip to get those rocks off the center line.
She's just got to give it that extra couple feet than she thinks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do have to say, in the last few games that I've seen Silvernagel play, I saw Kara make quite a few of those as well. And it's become a shot now that
Line's great.
most teams have.
Bit more room. Not moving. Got room.
We did have a chance, though, to talk to Gerald during the last game. And for a team like Silvernagels, when they're spread out, and we talked about the fact that they don't have a ton of chances to get together and practice.
Might have to finish it if you can.
That tick shot's a real team shot when you don't get a chance to play a lot together, don't get a chance to practice a lot together.
That's
It's
great.
surprising to see them play that as much and as well as they do.
Yeah.
Stick around. If you do that, that's good. 10. Just a 10.
So playing the hit and roll behind the corner.
Again, with the importance to keep your shooter in play, to
Off.
keep Silvernagel chasing you.
Chris. Hard. Hard.
This needs to come up quite a bit to hang on.
Needs to come up a bit to make contact. It just gets a rub on that stone, pushes it over to the side of the 12-foot. So it's Silvernagel sitting 2, and she now going to walk up and ask Dana Demers to peel the corner guard.
Boy, you just have to wonder if there just aren't some final butterflies out there, because we didn't see any of those shots from Carly in the semifinal game.
Yes! Whoa. Yes! Please! Yes! Yes! Hard! Hard! Hard, Joe. Straight out.
Makes the hit. Now will the shooter get all the way across to the divider?
Yeah, keep going. Good. Wait. High 3 right there. Sure.
In between the two.
But just even back to that tick shot, watching a lot of, particularly the men's game, where they've got so much control over the line of the shot, they're playing the tick on a second shot because they've already set up a corner. So picture a tight center guard, your corner. Now they're playing the tick just to move that rock over even a foot and then redirect in behind the corner guard. So that they're getting 2 results out of 1 shot. And when you get really, really good at throwing all these double peels, all you have to do is move that rock about a foot off the line, and now your double peel is set up.
Yep.
Tight corner guard placed between those 2 yellows on the tee line makes the peel on the corner a little tougher.
Yeah, it does. It was a good shot thrown there.
No, that's not my favorite.
By Krista.
Half? Quarter? A half goes across the top. Yeah, half. Yeah, half we can rock, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, peel.
There we got Jolene coming into play saying, you know, we can still play the peel. All you to do is hit half a rock across the top. Jolene having that experience. Skip the 2016 provincial women's team.
Yes. I think you might want to be on the thin side of a half here, though.
Yep. I think even a half. I just say that to argue with you, Sean, that's all.
Whoa! Real good.
Thanks for listening to me.
Gets over the top.
A little higher.
Women's curling is so polite.
Just like a foot. Okay. You got her.
You have to be polite with women because sometimes women can hold a grudge for a long time. Men tend to just let it go a little more easily.
Okay.
Can't say that I can recall ever hearing any of the men thank any of their sweepers for listening.
You look.
Right here to my broom, guys.
Okay.
Playing the same shot again. Throwing the corner guard between the two yellows.
A little bit.
Whoa, whoa, good.
Little
Good.
bit. Really nice. Shot.
Jolene Campbell now in the hacks. This one's just a little bit higher.
Which theoretically makes it a little bit easier not to
Actually
have the
makes
jam.
it easier, yeah.
Clean. Yes. Yes.
Real hard.
Well, they're on it right away.
Hard.
Makes the hit. Jams it on the stone, but
Yes, hard.
has enough action on the shooter to get that, or the ray stone to get that red stone out of the rings.
Sorry, I
Does
got
leave a
caught
corner
between
guard on
camera
the other
guys.
side.
You what?
10. Okay. Yeah. 10.
So you do see the corner that Jolene left does cover part of the 12-foot. So it might come into play.
Have to deal with shot rock first, so looking to make the nose hit.
10.5.
Clean.
Bits off.
Yep.
Clean.
Clean's good. Good job, Court. 10-1. Nice weight.
Stays right there. Jolene Campbell now will try to duplicate that shot.
Happy to stay on this side of the house away from that corner guard.
Yep.
A little panic out of the hand.
Yeah, they certainly don't want to roll towards that corner guard and leave a short roll in behind cover.
Hard all the way. Right to it. Good. Nice sweep, guys.
Nice sweeping by the ladies. Like I said, they are a good sweeping front end.
But again, it's that sort of panic on the call that you thought, gosh, did Jolene like come out on the rock here or something? And we're sideways here, so we're not in behind the line, so we sort of have to wait to see the result. But
Little more weight.
Whoa.
that was a lot of panic for a nose hit.
She was looking for a nose hit here. This is going to have to come up a little bit.
9-9.
Makes the hit. Rolls over towards that red stone just off the side of the 12-foot, but there's no real cover over there.
Yeah, that's good too. I don't
Probably
mind
looking
9.5
to
out
roll
here.
a
Unless you
little
wanna
bit
get rid
back
of
towards
that.
center, or
Nah, it
nose
doesn't
there
matter.
is fine as well.
Yeah.
But again, just the
9.5.
difference, you know, that
I think
rock
they can hold it
got
out
up
here.
and just in time, but Sherry wasn't doing the hard, you know,
Well-
off, don't touch, you know, it was just okay.
Yeah, I don't know that it
9.5.
came up in time. They were looking
Roll
for
to
the nose
center.
hit. If you nose it 2 more times, you could try the long roll across behind the corner and maybe get deduce, but
But it was more the tone of the voice that I was
Yeah.
trying to refer to there that goes a long way in just building that reassurance with your team.
9. Clean it. 9. Clean it. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Clean. Yep.
Whoa.
Little bit, Kara.
No. Go,
Little
Kara.
bit. Yep. Hard, Kara. Really good.
Just like they called.
Toss her up. Right there is fine.
with that stone being in the back 4-foot, I don't think Sherry's going to
Yeah.
look to roll behind the corner. It's a
Right
long
there.
roll, first of all, and if you ever made it really good, you'd be far behind the tee
Well
line,
behind
and
the tee line.
Robin Silvernagel would draw down to your stone and
Force you to one.
force you to one.
I think Sherry will be quite happy to hopefully blank this end and start again in 3. So I'm sure she's looking for a nose.
Clean. Yep. Just clean. Clean.
good. Just clean. Just clean.
Yep.
Clean's good. Clean's good.
Okay. 10? Yeah.
So now Robin Silvernagel will just look to hit this stone.
Try for a roll a little the other way.
No harm in trying that
A 10
now.
on this one.
Yeah, I don't think she's trying the big roll. I think she just wants to change the shot. This
Yep.
shot's been made already between the two teams about
pinch
6
more.
times this end.
Yeah.
She'd like to make Sherry look at a different spot for the blank attempt.
Yep. Hard. Clean. Whoa.
That's firm.
Whoa, then.
Robin must have felt she was tight, but the line is holding on this.
We do know as soon as you up your weight a little bit on this ice, it will run pretty straight.
Sliding really tight.
There
I
you
was
go.
like, not losing this.
There, you heard it.
She said she felt like she was sliding really tight.
Well, she was, and she sort of kept her arm out there, and I think that's why she thought she was inside, because after she released, she wasn't following the line of the rock at all. She was quite inside of it, so she did a really good recovery, I thought, for that delivery, and that's a sign of a really good curler, when you know what you're doing and you're coming out and you know how to do that sort of mid-course correction. I think we saw Sherry do that on a hit today. She thought she slid a little outside and just brought her weight down and got the nose hit anyways.
We're looking for the hit and roll out to get the blank here. Makes the hit, does roll out of the rings. No score in the second end. Robin Silvernagel continuing to lead 2-0. Sherry Anderson with last rock again in the third.
All right, people, let's get to work. Lights off.
Ma'am, there's someone at the door. Unknown male, might be a salesman.
Take care of it. You, drop the temperature. I'm roasting.
Ma'am, your straightening iron. Shall I pull the plug?
Yes. While you're at it, leave room for milk.
Introducing the all-new heated cab for the John Deere 1R tractor. Simply captivating.
Welcome back, everyone. Robin Silvernagel continuing to lead this 2018 Viterra Scotties Provincial Women's Championship Final. 2-0 here as we begin play in the third end. Sherry Anderson once again have last rock.
Well, after an early miss, it looked like Sherry might be in the position to be forced, but one of the peel clearing attempts by Jolene did take out one of the Silvernagel stones, so that left it back with the one rock in play for the end and providing Sherry with that nice chance for the blank.
Yeah, I thought so.
And not where you want to be, back behind the tee line.
Okay.
Sherry's throwing the corner, calling for the corner.
I thought we're pretty light. Looks okay, guys. 6-2. Gotta go. Okay. Right here. Good pass for me. Yeah, you gotta go. Mine's good. You gotta go. Yeah, she's just thinking it's a little quicker than it is. Yeah. That's better. Got it. You can use that.
Carly was a little high on the corner guard attempt last end, but gets this one a little tighter with help from the brushers.
Yeah, I think Sherry brought it in an extra 2 feet all on her own coming out there to
I'm sure
sweep
that's
it over
what
the
Sherry
hog.
would tell you.
Yeah.
Not curling a lot, curling nicely though.
Sherry's always been one that likes to run out and help sweep.
It's hot again. 14-1, yeah, she's warm.
When did she stop running down the ice to go throw her rocks
Okay,
and
Kara.
then just slid? 'Cause that was always a big Scotty's highlight back, especially when Ray Turnbull was doing the broadcast. He always admired how she did that rock after for all her shots. Ran down.
You know, I think she stopped doing it when she started playing third for Stephanie. And dare we say that now that she's skipping again with a few more candles on the birthday cake, that she doesn't feel like sprinting to the other end?
Or maybe this is quicker. I really don't know the answer. I do know back in the days when CBC would come in with the tracks and they'd have to push that big camera back and forth along the sheet. The crowd would quite like that when the camera guys would have to start running with the trolley to try to keep up with her going to the other end.
Oh, that must have looked great.
Yeah.
Great job by the brushers to bring that all the way into the 12-foot.
For sure, nice shot.
She's running everything in.
Dana Demers now will look to peel the corner guard.
Whoa, whoa. Clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy clean. Good. Good.
Nice shot by Dana.
Things looking pretty good here for the Anderson team here in this third end. Yes, it is Silvernagel sitting 2 right now, but those rocks forming a bit of a pocket at the back of the 12-foot. Probably helping her more than anything else. She'll try to use those later on, perhaps, to try to set up, well, not just 2. She might be playing to set up 3 when she comes back there.
Yeah, advantage Anderson for sure.
Little bit
Halfway.
3 means it's fairly close to the rings, and they don't want to have it fairly close to the rings.
Tighter than what they had in mind.
Yeah.
Really gotta stop.
Gotta stop.
Sit. Okay.
Okay.
Good sweep judge by the sweepers. They knew exactly, they called it out as soon as she let go. And that's the most you can ask from your sweepers. It's just such a valuable skill to give that person in the house an idea of what's coming at them.
Robin not electing to try the double. There is some risk with that. So just going to play the straight peel here.
Last way. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep. Not as big. Whoa, guys. Whoa. Good, Dane. Good girl.
Nice shooting by Dana.
Same thing. Yeah. It's a little higher. Yeah.
I think a foot less. 2 feet.
Yeah. 2 feet.
A little higher, a whole foot.
Yes. Well, you're afraid to say 6 feet when they go and take 10 off and then just put it a foot over the hog line. So.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
And then you have to sweep a lot harder too.
Let it work. Line's good. Right here. Line's nice. Let it work if you can. Line's fine, and the weight looks fine, guys.
Yeah, we're good.
Pull. Gotta sit. Gotta sit. Sit. Sit.
Good, Chris.
Good shot.
Is that a foot less?
Might even be a foot and a half.
Yeah. Well then.
Jolene Campbell now looking to peel the guard.
No.
Clean it.
No.
Clean.
Good, Joe.
Good girl.
Some nice peels. We certainly know the Silvernagel team can all throw the big weight
We're thinking
very
freeze.
accurately.
Sure. Just tap it back a couple inches is nice.
Now it's time to change it up.
Speed. I think speed should be fine. Don't you?
Like, I think in this path, I think this is one of the quickest on the sheet right now.
Yeah.
Maybe a foot slower than
Then the second. Okay. Just back 12, hey? You bet.
This is Courtney Fesser throwing third, her first stone
Back
here in
12
end number
right now,
3.
we're tapping in a good foot.
We have no line.
Okay,
Well,
weight's
it's
there.
kind of an interesting way to
Okay,
take
it's
this out turn
getting
because you
better.
do have to
Starting to come
navigate
down a
your
little.
rock
It's
and the
good. It's
full
really
12
nice.
foot there.
We're still
Should
gonna
curl
big
by
though.
easily, but
Okay,
with the
we're
full
tapping big. We're tapping
Close
big.
to line.
Okay. Yeah, we're tapping big.
Tapping big, they need to curl past the nose then.
Really nice.
Nicely done.
well, that's one of those. If Sherry thought that
You can just
throw
off
was
nose
wide
it.
and got to the nose with more
There it
weight than
goes.
what she expected, there was a lot more
Yeah,
curl there
fair
than what
high.
she was figuring also.
Whatever you like, Robin.
Even nose is fine.
I'm throwing peel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna almost go with nose probably.
Nose with peel should go.
Well, the advantage of them being at the back of the ring, so you don't have far to go.
Yep. Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa.
No!
Close.
No!
Trying to get nose to keep the shooter in play, but they know that if they hit it just off the nose, they can get it that way too.
Interesting that it sticks around, though.
Yeah, nose wasn't going to kill it.
Still too yellow, but
Now what?
third and fourth shot can
Probably get
There's
there.
a double
make
there
Robin.
now,
For sure.
and you'll roll a little farther away.
Yeah, 10? Yeah, just a soft 10.
Yeah, 10 and a half.
If it overcurls and you do that, it's not the end of the world.
Okay.
10 and a half.
Okay.
It's like 3/4. Yeah, I like it a lot.
I wonder what the end of the world is because they do refer to that as their
That's their go-to.
10 and a half?
that's their typical phrase.
It's really good. Yep. Normal 10. Yep. 10. Quick. Hard. Okay, whoa.
Whoa, play the
Close.
roll.
Plan B here.
Well, it does curl here.
Yep. No roll.
Makes the
That's
hit.
good.
Rolls
That's
over
good.
in front of that Yellowstone.
So not the end of the world.
This, are we killing our own?
Yeah, I mean, you can
But we
go
saw
10.
where that curled in the extra end on
Yeah,
Sherry's
that's a 10.
first one there. And even Jolene with big weight there.
Or
That
10-5.
curled up quite a bit.
Whatever speed you like.
I like
Whatever you know.
10-5.
Okay. Yep, that looks really good. You got it.
Ten five, roll under. Yeah.
Soft. Yep.
Close.
Yes.
Whoa.
11. Yes.
11.
Yes.
Cannot afford to
Oh, this
overcurl this. Has to get it by her own stone at the back of the 12-foot. And just by. So Silvernagel sitting 2.
Nice shot and great sweeping by the front end.
That I was giving for the guards.
Okay.
Sherry playing the freeze down to it.
I think I can take.
So I threw some guards here.
Close, eh?
I think so.
Speed should be fine. Yeah.
I'd prefer not frozen, but
Okay.
But if it's freezing,
If we
that's
have
okay.
to. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know she freezes to it. Robin will probably follow her down, take it away.
lightning speed right there.
And what's lightning speed? 15?
No.
I would go with that, yes.
2 feet?
Yeah. 2 feet from the
Can I
soft
throw 15?
I was
Not
thinking
quite.
like 14.8, 14.7.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. Maybe just an inch less.
So with the Anderson team not using a coach, you see Gerald Shimko, coach of the Silvernagel team. A little bit lonely back there. Nobody to banter with.
He is glad to see some rocks in play, though. I warned him that if He was a little concerned. He is mic'd for this game in case they have a timeout. We will hear from him.
You need the backing. Does he speak in Ukrainian with the team or just English when they have their
should have checked
timeouts?
on that, but he was a little worried we'd have it live most of the time because he sits back there talking to himself. And I said, well,
Mumbling.
if they play open ends, we're going to listen in just to see what you might be saying.
Got plenty of weight coming here.
Plenty of weight and not the line they had in mind. This is going to slide by that stone in the 8-foot and just taps her own.
Second shot.
Do you like just here?
I don't mind it.
Well, I think you're gonna go even.
Well, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Or else just
You just have to make sure wherever they put this one,
back 8.
not to line up the double.
Should be full speed, I would think.
Yeah.
Does that look
Yeah, I
good?
agree.
Is that enough? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Right here.
Need back 8.
So they want to be back 8.
Yeah, I think it'll be like 15-2. Yeah.
Robin Silvernagel
Totally up to
trying
you
to
guys,
set up
okay?
her deuce in
Leave
the
it up to
first
you.
end. Had a similar shot and did leave Sherry Anderson a chance for the double, which she just missed.
I was going to say a difference in times here between the two teams. Now, different spot on the ice as well, but Sherry was told 14-7, 14-8, whereas these guys said 15-2.
And that's
Back
3
eight.
to 4 feet difference in weight.
And Sherry was 3 to 4 feet heavy.
Heavy.
No.
Easy.
No.
Sit.
No.
Has to stop fairly even, doesn't want to leave any kind of a double.
Nice shot.
I don't think they can see enough of
I
that.
don't think they can see any of that one on the
Shots.
other side, so
Yeah, no, it's dead buried.
yeah. So draw to the full 8 for 1 point here in the third for Sherry Anderson team.
And no backing, so Sherry's going to have to pull quite a bit of weight off of her first one.
Okay. She got 13-3 on that. I didn't get through it that hard.
Yeah.
Okay, you're in the good stuff. Holding. Gotta go.
Rushers picked this up right out of her hand.
Sweeping can take this a long, long way. There's the screen.
Well, they keep saying they have to go.
Looks good.
Good recognition from the Brushers. They're able to pull that stone right into the side of the button. Sherry Anderson will get her single point here in the third. The cowbells go off, and it's Robin Silvernagel with a 2-1 lead in last rock into the fourth.
Totally my first. I'm very excited. Don't worry, we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna go to practice, and then we're gonna actually play games. Really? Yeah. Awesome.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
Winter's just around the corner, so drop into Jiffy Lube for your winter oil change. No appointment necessary. Jiffy Lube. Be wise, winterize.
Welcome back, everyone. Sherry Anderson in that third end looked like she had a few things going. A little heavy on her first stone and had to draw for a single point. Makes it to the side of the button, so now she's closed within a single point, and Robin Silvernagel will have last rock again here in the fourth.
Well, Robin playing very well. That first shot to roll under the guard and take away all those little biters for Sherry to potentially use was a big turning point there, and then not able to follow up, having some backing in a guard to work with. So sort of a flip from this first game today where Sherry's opposition didn't take advantage of all their opportunities. Sherry's kind of seeing the other side of the coin on this right now.
Well, that first shot of Robin's was a great shot.
Line's good. Top four. Line's
So we see the center guard come halfway, going around to the top 4 here by the Silvernagel team.
So nice adjustment in weight there, because Kara's first 2 stones there in the third end did go back 8, back 12, and that's where all the trouble had started.
Yeah, very nicely done. Top 4 by Kara.
And we're all still tempted to kind of sweep that right to the button in this case, but it's too deep too soon, because all it takes is a couple little bumps and all of a sudden your opposition's on the bump button there. So very nice placement by Kara. That's such a powerful position, that very top 4 foot.
Carly Kurchinski continues to struggle here a little bit with draw weight. She's had a couple of corner guards left very high, and the brusher's indicating when she let go of this one, it was the same weight as the guard attempt. And that seemed to catch Carly by surprise. So
just to give...
She's struggling just a little bit here.
To give Carly the benefit of the doubt, when it's as keen as what they're saying, 15, 15, 2 to T-line, we're talking a difference of a foot or 2, and sometimes it's just hard to throw that tiny, tiny little bit more.
Line's good. T-line plus.
Well, I don't know that they necessarily wanted the 2-guard scenario at this early in the game, but they've got it.
Line's good. Where are you? Where are you?
Gotta go. We gotta go.
Okay, go hard. Hi, Joe. Where are
Kara
you?
Teveno now looking to draw to the open side. They need to get this back deep enough that they don't leave the double.
Yeah, they certainly don't want to leave it higher than the one that's there.
And they've
Like
done that.
Third. 9. Yep. Hey. I decided.
Okay, well, a very nice opportunity here for Krista Fesser to come, and even if she doesn't take the 2 out, even to bump that buried yellow one off the center line would be a big start.
8.5. Hard. Hard, guys.
They called the brush on right away. She's got to roll over there somewhere. And this is going to be close to the nose.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity.
Krista said she was tight.
Which is a very common trait in that spot. You know, you're so often you sort of on the release just tip it in towards that target stone and just gets it curling over that enough that you don't get that roll. Those are actually very sort of hard turns to manage and to get very good at. You can throw a beautiful out turn on the other side of the sheet, but when you're going off that center line, there's something that just draws you to the target stone.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa. Close. Yes! Whoa.
Sounded close.
Dana makes the hit, rolls the shooter across, part way under the guards.
Can see half, I'd say.
I know, yeah.
Not that it matters.
Huh? What else did you do? I don't. You have nothing else
Basically
at
right
this
on the
point, I'm
nose.
hoping.
Yeah, they're certainly not into a must-steal situation here. Sherry hopefully can rattle around a few rocks here even, but if she can at least see the trouble that she's in, then it's a little easier to tidy it up.
Yeah, you hate to do that. Rip your center guards when you're one down without.
You're close. Close.
Yep. Yes!
Runs one onto the other, or on to the third.
Nicely done.
Changes things nicely.
And leaves the 2 red center guards in line with one another.
What do you like, Joe?
I mean, we can play this with hack. They don't.
Or just tap around it?
It does come back right on this side.
Or just go back 8 again?
Yeah, we can go here.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Then she just
You guys like
does
back
that.
8?
Yeah, will she chase it out there? Probably.
As long as we're full 8 foot.
I think so.
Yeah. I don't mind it. Back 8?
Yep.
Okay.
Good to you guys
Yes.
here. Yeah, speed's good here, Dana. Full speed. That's close here.
Brim! Wall line, you're running.
Yeah, looks like you gotta go.
No, wait.
Up to you guys.
Back 8.
Up to you. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's all there.
We're really curling. Whoa, 14-5. Whoa,
Yeah.
sit.
Oh,
Sit,
needs to
Dana.
sit.
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 Good, Dane.
Sit down, Dana.
Go a little up.
No.
Nice, Dana.
That's her second shot.
Okay. Just a 10. Stick around here, eh? Okay. Just a 10.
Okay, Court.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Little big!
Weight's good.
Little big! No. No. Little big!
Courtney Fesser looking for the hit and roll here.
Okay.
Would like to stay in the ring somewhere.
What was that one?
And this is going to spin all the way out of play.
I think it was the weight there that
Okay, Clark.
kept that one a little straighter than what they'd wanted. They were looking for a
Think
10,
it's
and
big.
that looked a little firmer than that, just probably enough to get that roll out.
That's okay. Yeah. I threw it really nice. Yeah. I think you were just straight. Big. That's it.
Jolene Campbell now
Let it work.
looking to put
Let it
that
work.
stone
Whoa,
back.
you look
I
hot.
think it looks like a ton.
I would take that as a compliment, but I don't
Oh,
think it
it's
does
heavy.
much
It's
for
heavy.
your
Whoa,
curling
whoa,
stone.
whoa, I got more
Ever,
than
ever.
Dana's.
Sherry Anderson
Stop.
jumping on this the tee line to
Tough one, Joe.
help it back, and
Just curl more, hey?
it
Dana
stomps,
did.
but
Joe just
it
got
is
out a little
third
bit
shot.
wider than Dana.
First shot, second.
Okay.
I kind of like right there.
Okay.
Corner
Okay.
it. Just corner free.
Let's speed
Top, top
I
eight.
think it's nice
I think it's
here.
good.
Yeah.
You think it's good?
I think I was just straight light.
Okay. So same as last game, or just still that 2 feet?
I think it's the same now.
Yeah.
Sherry Anderson does have the angle on that red stone at the top of the 12-foot, but of course with that other yellow now sitting at the back,
We're
you have to be a little
right
careful
now.
with that. It would be nice to get
Slow
angles from
tap.
both sides. That's
No,
why
no
she's
line
playing
on
this
that.
draw.
Yeah.
Back 4.
Yeah, we're back
And you
four.
did hear the
Back
girls
four.
make
Back
reference to
four.
last game.
Back
and
eight. Okay.
That's something that we've said
Close.
before too.
Back
You'd
eight.
love to be
Yep,
playing
go
in that
that line.
semifinal
Back
if
eight.
you know you
Back
win
eight.
it,
Back
because
four. Yes.
it's a great
Close,
advantage
unless
to play a
it's too
game
much.
already today.
I said it was back
Well,
eight.
they've had to play plan B here. They knew this was heavy
That's
out of her
okay.
hand. So she
That's
comes
fine.
around everything and stops back 8 foot. He's got shot rock.
Think it's us.
Pretty close.
I think you try to sink one top button, hey?
So just half around our yellow.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, hey?
Yep.
Top button.
4 foot.
Sliding good here.
This will be just as fast right here.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. So not much less. Like that. No, really close.
Line's good.
Line's really good.
Yeah, line.
Well, they want
Hard,
this
Dana.
one on top of the tee line. Half around. They don't want to come down to that back line, giving Sherry the chance to just follow her down.
Line only.
Okay, well.
Wait only.
Line's close.
Ski
Keep
line.
it room down.
Back four.
No,
No,
wall then, wall
no,
then.
you're fine. No,
No, no, no,
never.
no, 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 no.
No, no, no.
Or there.
Does come just back button though.
Give me a rock. Room for one more on top of that.
I still think it's fine. Don't you? throw it the right way. Yeah. Get
Like
right
what
to the nose of it, eh?
Do you think what she gave us last would be a little bit too light? We ended up back 4. It should be okay.
I think it should be okay. Right onto it, guys.
Yep.
Okay. But the air is light. We can't donk.
Yep.
Okay. We're going to do lane 3 behind cover. So.
Was that a term she used when you were playing with her, Kim? You can't donk.
It's a very
Or is that-
technical term.
or is that a
Not
new-
everybody can understand
okay.
that. It's a very technical term.
Sherry Anderson with her first stone here in the 4th end, looking to lock a freeze on that
We're there right now.
Silvernagle stone on the back of the button.
Just line only. Small tap. Line's okay. We're tapping a little. We're tapping. No, guys. No, we got way too much. Only. Well, we're cleaning. Too much. Krista only.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Yep, now. Hard, Chris. Hard, suck it in there. Hard.
There's a nice shot.
Brings it right down and sits on top of the yellow stone. It is Sherry Anderson sitting shot.
Yeah, well, you'll spring this out a little bit. Like if you want to throw a 10-5 and try and get to nose, or 11, sure. Okay, let's do that. Try and get to nose.
Yeah, I think so.
If they can break this freeze,
Right.
that yellow's going to go on to that back 8-foot one.
You got it.
It's going to be a lonely red in there.
11.
11. Okay.
Try and get to nose.
Yeah, I like that. Should finish up here nice.
Yeah. Keep your shooter there, and your red one's going to be exposed. Or not exposed, but vulnerable.
11. Can't really spring off of it, so.
I like that. I think we can hold it.
Looks good.
No.
It's
Whoa,
soft.
whoa.
Forward.
No. Kara.
Has to get as close to the nose as she can, though, to keep her shooter there.
Hard, Kara, really hard.
This is going to need to finish for that. Makes the tap, but the shooter rolls over.
Well, like I said, though,
Sorry,
it's a
guys,
pretty
it's
lonely
big, I
red
thought.
one
That's
in
okay,
there.
Rob.
Pretty close for an 11.
I think she could too. Do you ever play this?
There's
Yeah.
2 shots
like
available
that.
to remove that red as well. So she can't take it all away.
Things right now, she has a tough shot, right?
Yeah.
For, like if I, so.
Yeah.
I think if we
Yeah.
Looks like they're
Sort of do a
Yeah.
backwards guard kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I like just that 10-ish.
Hit and roll in, try to sit 2.
Minimize any potential damage if
Yeah, we got to
Robin does do something great here.
Krista threw it really.
I think Sherry Anderson would be pretty happy to have that rock up at the top 12 foot. At least it outcounts the one at the back of the 12.
Exactly.
Have to roll your way or else you get right back.
Okay. How big are you going?
Like right behind it.
Okay.
Like right behind the stars.
Okay.
Roll it right in up against that yellow one, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a 10 here.
Mm-hmm.
She can roll right beside the yellow, leave a bit of a pocket there. I'm not sure that Robin Silvernagle will be able to move that shot stone enough to get shot rock. The red would come into the pocket. I think it would still have a little bite of the button. It's hard to tell from here.
Just doing a reset. We know this spot goes. We saw it earlier this end already. This was hard to get the roll.
Makes the hit, jams it on that one in the back, and did she just leave a double for 4?
For sure, Rod.
You
Yeah,
think?
I think so.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. It's
What are
flat.
you worried about?
But
Well,
we
it
know
is, but
Robin
they're
can
close
throw it
together.
on
We
her.
know
Yeah.
Robin can throw them hard, and
Yeah.
really it might be the easiest shot she's got to get that rock off the button anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if I can actually touch that out.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can. Yeah, half a rock. Yeah. You'll move that with half. They're pretty close together, right, bud?
Peel?
Whatever you like, Robin. We also have this.
That
I
one
think
would
that's
be for
there.
3.
If you get under.
Yeah, that might be
Do you
easier.
want to take a timeout and have a little
Let's
look?
just look at it. We got time, I think.
It's whatever one you're feeling. Both are there for sure.
Do you like that? It's important to get one.
To get
huh?
past the nose for
Yeah,
the tap
pretty
is really
flat.
tough. You look at the Yellowstone at the top, the 8-foot,
I mean,
it's touching
even
the
if you-
line. The redstone that she
Yeah.
needs to
But
hit
just
It's either that
edge
or
is
it's
touching
tap.
the line. So
You can also get through with
Might be
this
for
shot,
2 then if
so-
she did
Yeah.
sort of jam that.
We got to
If
just
she got
feather
things
that.
moving, the red might not move far
Probably
enough.
she hits
But
it on the outside at all. It's a steal of one.
exactly,
So she
and
can't really play out with any weight.
Totally
she
your
can
call.
certainly
This is like edge to edge.
throw
Yeah.
the weight.
Yeah, I mean, it'll finish in there.
And you're only
so-
hitting,
Uh,
is that about
tight.
4th
Yeah,
shot?
that is
Like, it's
tight.
not like you're
Okay,
looking
let's do
at
this.
2 or anything like this.
Peel. I think they can hold it right here.
Turn here.
I was going to
You're
throw the
throwing it
in.
Okay, whatever. I'm just
Yeah, I
checking.
like the in, hey?
Okay, yeah, you can be even a hair thinner with the in. Yeah, hold it.
Peel. I think so.
Yeah, you got it.
Peel weight, throwing the intern, coming across face for the flatter option, coming across.
I think you guys will just hold this right here. Yeah.
No question, this is going to be a huge turning point.
Right at her, like you can.
I'm guessing it's either going to be a steal or red or multiple. I don't think there's a...
Well, if she's a little thick on the first one, she might not push the second
Just
one
bump
very
it.
far. But
Yeah.
Come on, Dana.
Too thin.
too thin,
Missed it
almost
completely.
misses it altogether. And it's a steal of one. We're all tied up after 4 ends of play, and Robin Silvernagel will keep last rock into the 5th.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Oh Canada, glowing hearts, see thee rise. True north, true pride, strong and free, both far and wide. This land is glorious, and it's ours, from sea to shining sea.
You're always home on Canada's largest wireless network with no roaming fees.
Winter's just around the corner, so drop into Jiffy Lube for your winter oil change. No appointment necessary. Jiffy Lube. Be wise, winterize.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, I've got a little rock and roll going during the intermission between ends, and you can see Sherry tapping her foot at ice level.
The arena's rocking.
She's probably in a little bit more of a dancing mood after escaping what could have been a disastrous 4th end. She picks up the steal of one. And back to even here as we begin end number 5.
Yeah, 4 ends of play and nothing decided. Tie ball game. Silvernagel has hammer.
No. Oh. No. Okay. No, we just needed to stop. On its own. Yeah, on its own. Nope. No. 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 Nice.
Nice tenor, nice tight center guard.
Yeah. I like that better.
Yeah.
I like top 8. Okay. Top,
Yeah.
top 8.
You bet, Kara. Speed good.
So the Silvernagel team coming around.
Line's a little tight.
Line's fine.
Weight's good. Weight's
Line's
good.
this for line.
Line's
Yeah.
good.
This for line. Table.
all there,
You're back.
Robin.
Close.
Yeah, we're back
Yeah.
8.
Just for line.
We're back 8. We're back 8.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're by. Whoa, whoa.
No. I don't even know if we want to be by. No.
Ooh, but your sweeper should stay with that so you don't leave it there.
There, exactly. And
they could have been pounding that to the back 8 foot.
Sorry, guys.
That's fine.
But next time around, unless she's really inside on her last throw, she's going to need a little bit more ice to get around there. She's got top 8 foot weight instead of back 8 weight.
liked it. Line's really good. Room, 5, 6.
But I never mind icing those first come around draws tight like that, because if you do split, you've sort of got your halfway tick shot in there, and you've got that rock off the center line.
Yeah, right to it. Well, I think we're there. Yeah, we're to it. Yeah, we're to it. Keep the line though. Yep. Real nice, Carl.
So Carly makes the freeze.
Just tap it a little. Yeah. Same weight. Just back 4. Yeah, same weight. Same weight's good. Back 8. Whoa then. Room. No, if you're back. Pretty heavy. No. Whoa then. Yeah, go Dana. Go Dana. Go.
Trying to get a curl to come
Hard
in
as you
and
can. Hard as you can.
make contact.
Go. 14-1. Go. Hard. We might be able to ticket. Go. Hurry. Taking it. Go, Rob. Yep, anything.
Well, moves things around. Sticks around.
Oh,
Got a bit of a wall
button.
building.
This one's shot. I like this top button. Okay.
I would argue the wall's already built.
They're not still in the progress of building?
No, that's a pretty even group of 3 rocks right there. You get anything in the middle of that pile, I don't see it going out anywhere in less
Anytime
than 2
soon.
shots. Yeah. Now it did move back a little bit on the last one with the tap, so if she's right down to it, there's still room to come in front of it.
No line. To the yellow. We need the yellow. Getting better. Hey, we need the yellow. We're just to it. No. Just getting better. No, just tapping it a hair. Just let it get to the nose. Tapping it a hair. Okay. Okay, Chris. That's not the worst. It's all right.
So they have their different sayings. That's not the worst.
Not the end of the world.
Like I got a 332. Yeah, I got 330. Yeah.
You guys are tough. Mine always used to be it's not horrible, so I'm in that same frame.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
You're just trying not to say it could have been way better.
Or the double negative turning it into a positive.
Room. Back 4. Room. Back 4. Gotta work. Whoa, we gotta work. Whoa. Definitely tapping. We're way out there. Joe, go.
It's going to have to curl to make contact with the redstone.
13-5. We're way heavy. Hard, Joe. Hard.
Just a rub this time, and the shooter actually goes between the 2 yellows and through the back.
I like the same turn. If I'm top 8, it's fine.
We've seen a lot of that
Yeah.
this
No, I'm
week,
just saying
that
lighter is better.
these people that are throwing these huge big hit weight shots and then having to turn around and throw the draws. We've seen a lot of rocks go through the rings this week that the ice so quick that it's a very difficult skill set to always keep in your back pocket there, but you know, especially under such nervous conditions here.
Tighter line. A little. Tighter line. Okay, we don't line only. Line only. Okay. Room. Line only. Close. Yep. Slow handle, guys. Line only. We're there. Top 4. Gotta go. T-line. Yes. T-line. Whoa.
By the front one. Will come down and sit right on the face of her own stone.
Well, they had to get it by, and it was just so very tight to the guard. Sweepers knew they wanted to get off, but
Does leave just the pinhole, but Robin Silvernagle's going to look to run the guard back and see if they can get a few of these moving. She's probably going to lose one of the yellows as well. She can run the guard almost straight back. She can get the 2 off the back of the button. Question is whether or not it will come across and catch the other one. First of all, got to hit this close to the nose.
Yep, big extension by Dana to get
Makes
that
the
extra
hit,
weight.
comes back, does get the 2 moving.
Great shot, buddy.
Perhaps a little unfortunate in how solidly it jammed on that yellow. It does leave 2 reds in the 4-foot.
Top 4. It's nice beer. Okay.
But remarkably, that is way better than what it was before.
They can see the V in Viterra on the button.
Very nice shot by Dana. That was well done. With huge weight.
Weight's good. We're 7, line only right now. 6. We're 7. We're all there. Line only right now.
Line, we got more room than Krista.
Coming down.
Weight's good.
Weight's
Easy,
nice.
guys. Just here.
We're still button. We're full button right now.
We can't. No. We can't.
We're full button right now.
No, you can't.
Sit.
Stay in front of the one
Sit.
that's
Okay.
open on the side. And stop, I think, just in time.
There is a suck one in here. It's right on the button. Okay, whatever looks good, Robin. I'm okay with either. Here's not bad. I think we need to be shot, so. You're gonna have to tap that a little. Okay. Even if you could just push it just a hair, just so that it's in the open a bit. Let's run it. Run it, Kate.
This is Joe's MO here that I guess it was good to have the discussion about the draw tap,
Yeah,
but to me, this
You're
running
in a little
the
trouble
yellow.
here. And I don't see any other way to move that stone. So the run back, probably the better call here. Still has to be made.
Curl up, needs to get that center line right in the middle of that rock.
Makes the hit.
That's good.
They've had a couple of bad breaks just the way those jammed, but again, it is at least better than it was.
Higher, like 8 foot top 4.
Yeah.
All those rocks they've had going into the middle, and they still have yet to remove 2 red ones at the same time with that kind of weight.
I think we'll be okay.
I think it'll be close, yeah. I could throw it a hair more positive to hold it out there.
Well, and Joe's shooter did roll off that center line a little bit, so there's still, that opens up more of that in turn for Robin later on if she needs it.
We're a 5 only. Yep. Just a 5.
We got room.
4.
Line's really good.
4.
Hard.
3.
Hard.
3.
Right there,
2.
Okay.
Oh, went from being in the 8 foot to barely getting over the hog, getting halfway here.
Well. Hey, sorry guys.
Faster than I thought.
Top 4.
Not looking like there's going to be any chance to blank here, and that back yellow probably never coming back into play, so a chance
That's enough, Rob?
for Jolene
Yeah, I think
Campbell to
so.
try to come around, sit on the corner of the red one. She'd be behind cover.
Yeah.
Might be able to set up a deuce yet here.
But that is so frustrating for Courtney as Jolene's rock is coming down. You've just put one on the button. And to miss your weight by that much shakes the confidence a little bit.
And comes down, sits on the corner of the button for shot rock. It is behind cover.
So just that skill set we said is absolutely crucial to have, the ability to throw the really big weight. Joe had just thrown that rock appeal, run back, and then to turn right around and make a crucial draw around that guard. Nicely buried on the corner of the button. Why do we always say the corner of the button when it's round? Is it because of the center line?
You know what I mean?
T-line?
It's nice there, guys.
Yeah. Rather err on the short side.
Gonna corner it?
I'd like to go right, okay. Almost to the nose. Right? I don't want to corner it too much, right? Because then it's just going into ours. So,
Speed's good. Mm-hmm.
So 2 shots later, we've had a huge change in
hair last.
situation here where Sherry was really putting the pressure on, looking like setting up for a steal. All of a sudden, one light draw and then one beautiful draw. And advantage Silvernagle. Sherry needs to answer.
She's still setting up for a force here.
Okay, this one's got room.
We're like a 6.
Okay,
5.
Yep.
Go hard, Ben.
5.
Hard, Ben.
Line's 5. Hard.
Hard, Ben.
Pressure's indicating this is a little bit light. She's got to get close to the face of that yellow stone.
Drag it. Go. You got it. All the way. Get it there. Go, ladies. Go.
Well, her line's good. She'd love to have it about 6 inches deeper.
Yeah. Just don't ever want to leave her a double. She can come in and I think just tap. If we come here,
tap
if
that through the forefoot and not roll off? Yeah, maybe.
Could you guard here? If we guard.
Well, she'll come around to the button.
Yeah, she could just get there, hey?
Yeah.
Then she comes there and we still have two options, right? Like, I just don't think we leave her this tap.
Well, you can go here. This goes nowhere.
Right.
Like if you
True. Just, yeah, that's never going
if you're
anywhere.
beside ours, it doesn't go.
I just hate to ever drop it a little short and then line it up easily for her.
Yeah, we can't be short.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to guard, that's fine.
Either that or
that's fine.
this, but
Or what?
Does this get us anything? Well, yeah, I think
Yeah,
we
but you
can
just
get
can't.
second
You
shot.
can't be out here because then
Oh, no. Yeah,
you think
the danger, I guess, is that. Well,
she could.
yeah. Okay.
What are you saying?
Well, I guess tight guard seems to be the only good option we've come up with, I think.
It'd be a tight center guard without last rock. I hate it.
Yeah, and it's wide open, so she's just picking it anyway, but then we have a draw for two.
Played a tight center guard. Sherry Anderson probably runs it back and sits 3.
Okay.
like
What do you
what,
think, Robin?
2
Let's pick
inches
something.
from the center line?
Guard, and then she's just
Yeah,
gonna come
well,
around.
Like this, if we go
There's
tight,
ideal.
She can run it in.
Yeah.
There's no danger.
What's our best option?
And if we go high, she comes around.
Do you want to call a timeout?
Yeah, let's call it
We're gonna call timeout, so Gerald Shimko's going to make his way to the far end.
Is this any good? Like,
well, this is great if it's welded.
she can get
You
shot
just-
if she plays a tap though, right?
Can she make that with the weight?
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
She'll come in there hard. She'll at least hit a quarter of it.
Yeah, she has a quarter.
Yeah.
Guard might be the option.
Guard where though?
Here.
You have to almost guard. Well, you still want to have a shot for two though. That's the thing, Rob.
You'll be able to draw. I don't know, Gerald.
Well, we will. I think you gotta guard.
Well,
I think you just have to put it right here.
We go there.
You kind of want to put that in a place because that might be the one she might gamble with and run in. And then what do we have just to come to here?
Then we have a draw to the button. If we're here and she slashes it, it's open.
Yeah, that's right. It is open.
Yeah. But there's nothing off here of any good.
Get to second. That's about it.
No, throw the guard. I think this is
Yeah.
the shot.
Okay.
She's just got a little
Right here?
corner.
She's got a quarter.
She's only got a little corner to push.
She's got a quarter,
But it
Gerald.
snaps in there. She has a quarter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she can get in there.
Well, I think, maybe we should cover and then we'll still have a shot.
Short's the tolerance here, I think. Hey, like,
It's all rock placement here.
yeah, like.
Because we don't want to touch center,
I
right?
think they
Or
can
get
finish
just to
it,
center.
Yeah. I think they can definitely finish it.
Just to here?
Yeah. Yeah, I think almost have to close the hole. Yeah. Not in. Like even
Even-
with that yellow one is fine.
Okay.
Yep. Let's go.
like
right? Yeah. I think ideally like halfway.
You heard the discussion and
Even
the
with
call.
yellow?
Okay, real fast. You're like 17 and a half even.
Okay.
Yeah, right out to her here. We can finish it up.
Line's
Three.
good. Line's good. Got lots of room.
4 feet.
Line's good.
No, just halfway.
Yeah, Kara.
Just that.
No,
Kara.
not Kara.
Just half.
No,
not even
not
like
Kara.
Kara.
Not Kara.
This is
Dina.
a lot longer than what they were talking about,
Get it
and
over.
it's going to have to
over and
curl a
off.
bit to close the
Over and
hole
off.
that they were talking about.
Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Good shot.
I can't really get shot without giving her a play this way. Right? There's something to roll into.
That's really, yeah. I mean, she's going to have to draw to that side for two, but.
I know, but that's tough, I think.
She just threw this way, right?
Yeah.
So.
I think let's just go block the draw now. Okay.
I mean,
I think I make it easy for her if I do that.
it did come down a little.
Yeah.
You want to be just biting the 4, even
Well,
full
I
8's fine.
even here.
Okay,
Right?
top 8's good too, hey?
I don't think getting
Because
shot,
then how does
I'm
she
going to
get
leave
to
her
it?
the hole.
True.
With
Without
no
overcurl.
concern.
We just
can't
overcurl.
So looking to
Anywhere
force
up here to
block
back
this draw.
Silvernagle
Yeah.
to a single point.
Just let Krista and Carly know.
Well, I know she's going to have the wide out turn draw. It's very difficult, however.
I do, yeah.
Maybe 3.
I think we just block the draw pass.
Sure. Okay.
Because
I like
if I go in for shot rock, I'm going to be out in the hole, and she's got hit and roll.
Okay, yeah.
Right? I just make it easier.
Yeah,
If
that's
she
fair.
has no draw down the middle, she'll have to go really wide.
Okay.
So.
I like it. Okay, Sherry. It's coming down just a hair out here.
Sherry Anderson
Okay,
with
we're
her
right
first
out
stone,
there.
or final
4.
stone here in the 5th end.
Put it top 12.
Heard all
4,
the discussion.
5, top
This is all
12.
about trying to
4, 3.
force Robin Silvernagel into a very difficult shot for 2.
We're just a 3. Okay. We're not in. Whoa. Sit.
Well, this is going to stop high enough and curl far enough that she probably still has that in-turn draw if she wants to take a run at it. She's going to try the port.
Just squeak by that yellow, and then they're going to have to just pound it there.
Yeah. We don't go like crazy. I think it's easier than playing.
Well, we haven't seen this
Right?
shot
Like,
very
I don't
often
think we
this
can
week.
lob
This
in.
is
No, that's pretty tight.
Oh no, that's there for sure, Robin. She's feeling.
You think?
Yeah, I agree.
It's gonna curl really hard once it crosses the center. Honestly.
You only need,
Kara can just
you just
suck
need
it in.
full force.
Okay, it's a
I
little,
think that's much easier.
little frosty out here, hey?
You know what? It's pretty close, I think.
Okay.
It's pretty close. Yeah.
Sherry Anderson
Still
got the
dragging.
line she was
Take
looking
your
for
time.
there, but wanted that maybe 6 feet deeper, full 8 foot.
I think it's
This
a
draw
touch
wouldn't
heavy
be
out here.
there.
Well, they certainly didn't sweep it. They just kept it quite clean for that tight guard. And she wasn't losing her line too badly on it. But it's a different draw path here. They have to open up the broom. It's right on the edge of the 12-foot.
Little room.
Line's good. Room. Let it work. Let it work.
Little room. Let it work. Gotta be T-line.
Robin
Line's
Silvernagel
good.
in a tie
Line's
game
really
here. She's
close.
sitting
Split
1.
the T.
Needs full 4 foot to get the second point.
Sarah, if you have to go. It's me. Split the T. Easy.
She's got room by the guard.
And it's coming in sideways. here,
Way
so-
close.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Atta girl.
Robin
What a
Silvernagel with a
shot.
pistol draw. Gets full 4 foot and does pick up her 2 points here in the 5th end. She'll take a 4-2 lead. Sherry Anderson will have last rock in the 6th end of play. Kim Hudson has made her way down to ice level. We're going to see if we can catch a word or two with Robin here at the break. Kim?
Hi, I've got Robin right here. Fantastic draw for 2. Good start to the game. What's your opinion on the game so far?
Yeah, it's definitely a good game. They're out to play.
Yeah, exactly. Both teams, and you guys are playing really well as well. Have to ask the obvious question. We saw the Anderson team come out and take a good long look at the hardware in the Green Jackets. Have you guys glanced over there, or what's your strategy?
We really don't have a strategy on that. I mean, we know it's there. We know what's up, what's on the line. So we're just here to play.
Okay, very good. Second half.
We're up 2 now, trying to keep it open, keep that control, force them, and then get the hammer back and score.
Awesome, very good. Okay, good luck. Thanks, Robin.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by Viterra, SaskTel, Service Equipment, White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, Jiffy Lube, CurlSask, and SaskTel Mats.
Winter's just around the corner, so drop into Jiffy Lube for your winter oil change. No appointment necessary. Jiffy Lube. Be wise, winterize. When you need to hurry, you can count on Team Jiffy Lube. With fast, warranty-approved service while you wait. Jiffy Lube, your oil change experts.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
All right, people, let's get to work. Lights off.
Ma'am, there's someone at the door. Unknown male, might be a salesman.
Take care of it. You, drop the temperature. I'm roasting.
Ma'am, your straightening iron. Shall I pull the plug?
Yes. While you're at it, leave room for milk.
Introducing the all-new heated cab for the John Deere 1R tractor. Simply captivating.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice at Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Totally my first. Okay, I'm very excited. Don't worry, we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna throw the rock and practice, and then we're gonna actually play games. Really? Yeah. Awesome.
Not better. Yeah. Could been better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
Welcome back, everyone. Sixth end just about to get underway here in this championship final. We wanted to let everyone know the Marge Mitchell Award is presented to the player that exemplifies sportsmanship and competitiveness each year at the Scotties. And yesterday, Kendra Richards, who is chair of the Marge Mitchell Award Committee, made the presentation, and we captured that on tape. We're going to show you that here.
The award is based on 4 criteria. The first is competitiveness and excellence in performance. The second is team play. The third is sportsmanship, and the fourth is diplomacy on and off the ice. I am pleased to announce the 2018 winner of the Marge Mitchell Award is Candace Chisholm from the Carlisle Curling Club.
And congratulations to Candace, a much-deserved recognition of her talent and ability.
Talent, ability, and sportsmanship
And
as
sportsmanship, I suppose. That
On
should
and
be
off the
added
ice.
in
Like,
there.
this is 24/7. Like.
Exactly. Diplomacy. Does that mean she doesn't swear?
It must.
Let's check the
Wow.
tape.
Good. Dig a little.
Whoa, whoa.
So good opening shot by Cara Tivano there to cover up the center line, bite of the 8 foot.
Right to my broom.
You guys have probably already talked about this, but that was a very interesting fifth end, and what a huge second point that was. And really, it was, I'm not going to say simply, I might use Susan's word of routine, but I guess she just had to hit full forefoot for her 2 points there, hey?
Certainly had to open up the draw path there and find a little different path to get in around the guard that Sherry Anderson had attempted to put up. But big, it looked like Sherry was setting up for a steal. And then all of a sudden, a good shot by Joanne or Jolene, and all of a sudden, now the tables turn.
Yeah, great momentum swing, big 2 points.
Perfect. Go. Hard. Keep going. Shot, Kara.
Nice shot by Kara.
Mr. 10.
But I had kind of wondered why Sherry didn't come in deep herself on her second one and cut down that possibility.
I think that was the call when they discussed the shot. They were talking about coming to the 8-foot.
That's all right.
I think the issue there for the Anderson team, though, was they knew they couldn't afford to be too deep because she'd have left her a double through the port. And perhaps just a little too casual. Left it too long, left room for the come around.
And here we see the peeling begin.
But that draw that Robin made, that is not the first one she has made all week here. This has, there's a reason why they're in this game, why they finished the round robin first place. She's been making finesse shots and cold draws and big draws like that in every game, probably 3 or 4 per game that she's been making. She hasn't missed very many of those. And when your skip could pull off those types of shots, the rest of it just all falls into play when you're, you know, just doing hits and doubles.
Yeah. Gets everybody throwing with a lot of confidence, a bit of swagger.
Let it work. Courtney, let it work a little. Guys, whoa, we're all here. Whoa. Yeah, whoa.
Krista Fezer now looking to put the guard up on the other side. Just to mix the position up a little bit. Does not want to be too tight on this.
No, it's perfect.
So congratulations to Candace Chisholm for earning that award. Dana Demers out here second for Robin, won that award last year when she played third on the team. And I believe that's the second time Candace has won that award.
Yes, that's true.
Because 2012 in Humboldt.
Yes, I saw it on the plaque.
Oh, is that right? Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
memory
right.
did serve us well.
So you're saying you cheated? You didn't?
Me?
You didn't just memorize this all. You had your chance there to present it as though you had just gone out and researched all of this and memorized it.
I'll have better opportunities to try to lie to you than that. That one wasn't all that important.
Yeah.
Well, Ken, it was too bad she had that cold that day. She had apologized for it prior to the clip being recorded there. But she was a teammate with Marge Mitchell back in the 70s. And that's when Marge passed in 1983. It was Kenda that started up that award here in Saskatchewan only to recognize Marge's contributions. And then the National Scotties took that award on also, so that the Marge Mitchell is presented nationally.
Yep.
So that's 30 plus years of Kenda marshalling that and attending to that award. So good effort there to keep it going.
And that year 35 is how old Marge was when she passed away.
Oh, that's right.
Clean! Clean! Whoa! Whoa! Watch for him! Other way! Yeah! Whoa! Yeah! Hard! We're gonna roll right under. That's good.
Can I hit and roll under?
Hit and roll behind the corner.
Okay, 10. You got it.
Draw on the last attempt stayed out in the open, but Jolene Campbell makes the nose hit, and Courtney Fesser now with a chance to try to roll underneath that corner guard. Sit second and third.
Close. We're big, Sherry. Whoa, close. Close. Yes! Oh, damn. Sorry, Cord.
Where's that square jar?
Try it again. 10.
Makes the hit, but stays right there.
So they're either seeing two different things, or they had two different intentions for that shooter. But
I think same thing.
that's so confusing for the sweepers when you've got
was maybe not bad,
completely different directions coming at you.
We just needed to. Right.
Double's there, but if you make it, you leave another double right back. So still looking to get the roll in behind the corner guard. That might leave a thin double.
Felt exactly the same. About the same.
No, we got more.
Close. Close. Whoa. Whoa. Watch the roll. No. Roll it.
Makes the hit.
Nice
Rolls
shot.
just past the guard, but sits for third shot. And that double off the top one looks very thin.
Oh, I see. It's wide open plus back there.
Whatever you like. The draw is fine too.
You got like an inch and a half of air.
Inch and a half?
Got an inch and a half.
We could throw a 10. The thing is, we're not. She can just stick it. Yeah, yeah. If she sticks that, she might not be sitting to you, right?
Yeah.
If she rolls on,
I don't mind
you should
this.
have a hit and roll. I think that's the shot. 10 out here is what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Let's go.
So looking for the nose. Key is to stick around, so if Sherry plays the run on that one on the top 12 foot, that this is shot, or second shot over Sherry's shooter on the other side.
I was kind of thinking Key was getting out to the broom on this one,
Oh.
too.
Oh, that too.
Just because you could tick your own there and still leave two reds.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just.
Whoa! Clean! No! Clean it.
Just 10.
She's not playing with a lot of room here to stay in the rings at all. She could just see the nose of the red one, I think.
Really nice.
Tara said maybe an inch and a half of air. Good job to hold the shooter there.
And that's what you see Sherry was looking at.
This way? I like that. Or the other way. Okay.
Try and get a little separation of them.
Is that 10?
Yeah.
I think ping pong, ping pong.
So Sherry looking to hit this just a shade on the broom side.
You got
Her
it.
shooter will roll over a couple of inches, and after the raise, hopefully the raise stone goes to the other side of center.
Little high side guy.
And
Don't
that
know if she can roll in
shooter
enough. Do you think it'll beat that other one?
Possibly get third.
Just a 10.
I don't
That's
know.
what court was, isn't it?
She was a hair bit
But
firm.
great shot, but you know that just looks like such a simple bread and butter shot, but that
I like it.
sticking where Robin did changes the flavor of what how Sherry can approach this shot.
Solid 10.
Clean.
10. Carly.
Carly.
Hard.
Sounds like she's going to be a little thin on the
Across
first one
everything.
now. Does she get a little bit of a break and come across, move that second one? Well, she got a spin back in at the end, so she does sit second shot for now.
Does she?
I think so.
Kind of looks red.
We can pick it.
But she spun out into the open as well.
It kind of spun back in.
What do you think?
Joe thinks it's red. Do you want to just pick it and let her have her one?
Yeah.
We can just pick
Pick
it.
it. We force one. I don't.
Yeah, that's fine. 'Cause we don't have much time.
Well, we're not going to not hit it if I already think it's red. I
Let's
don't
go.
think.
Peel.
There you go.
There you go. I don't care whether the lead thinks it's, it's
Yeah.
yellow or red. I think it's red. We're hitting it.
Horse is great.
So same shot again. Perhaps a little more weight this time. They don't need to stick around.
Straight up. Just a hair more. Yep.
Well, here we go again. Need to get out to the broom.
Yep. Clean. Yep.
Sherry Anderson fully expecting to have to draw with her final one, or probably play the nose hit. She's already made her way down to the other end.
Yeah.
Courtney knows where she wants the broom.
I'm just looking at the clocks. It's not a major panic.
No, that's okay. We'll make this.
Got lots of time, both teams.
Oh,
It's just doing the math.
yeah, it's
4 minutes an end. Well, a little
well,
under.
under that.
Yeah.
She'll be just under 15 minutes when the clock stops here at the tee line. And 4 ends left.
Clean, yep.
Just clean.
Yes.
Just clean right now. Just clean right now.
Okay, clean. Whoa.
Hey.
Whoa.
Clean is fine. We're good. It's fine.
Not 10.5.
Makes the hit, stays in the 8-foot, picks up her single point. Robin Silvernagel will have a 4-3 lead, and she's going to have last rock in end number 7.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Take your Share More plan with you and enjoy worry-free data in the U.S. The all-new Share More Canada and U.S. plan, now available from SaskTel.
Welcome back, everyone. Sherry Anderson forced to the single point in end number 6. Now trails Robin Silvernagel by a score of 4-3. It is Silvernagel with last rock as we begin play here in the 7th end.
This reminds me of the semifinal game where one team seemed to be out-curling the other team not taking full advantage of all its opportunities, and sensing that the score discrepancy should be larger than what it is. But the Anderson team, just with that steal in the 4th, has helped them to just stay around, and we learned from the semifinal game that if you're in the mix near the end of a game, all things can happen.
Yep. Patience is key.
Really needs to sit. It's trying. Yeah, it is. Lines easy. Joe only. Go, Joe. Hard, Joe. Go. Hard.
Good.
14
Nice shot by Kara.
Sit on. Freeze. Yeah.
Other than maybe a couple of draws going a bit deep for the Silvernagel team, they haven't really had any bad misses or anything terrible that would sort of drag them down and get them into a pressure situation. They've just been sharp and on and contained. You know, we've seen them a bit more boisterous out on the ice during the round robin, but today they seem to have just sort of brought down the emotion a little bit and just really
Definitely
concentrating on
tapping.
what
We don't
needs to
wanna
be done.
touch it. Yeah, the back four. Go around. Back four?
No, let it stop.
Okay.
Kudos to Gerald. Perhaps the coach had something to do with that.
Back eight.
Staying away from their yoga practice this afternoon.
I'd love to see Gerald doing yoga. Little downward dog.
Good, coming on it
Okay,
again.
if you can live with that mental picture of the.
Back eight. Yeah, we have to go around. I just
Try
wasn't
adding
sure
a
if the other
leopard
turned
stripe
better, but
leotard to
if we
it,
get
and then
the
see
eight,
if you
doesn't
really
matter.
still want to see
Oh
that.
my gosh, yeah, exactly.
Play the same turn. Okay. Same turn? Yeah.
Same turn, come around.
It'll hook in there hard with my end.
Yes,
I
we had
know,
Gerald
but
in the
it's better
booth
for
here,
her to
third
come
end of
this way. Okay, well, whichever
the
way.
semi-final game, and he's down to watch the semis and sort of watch the ice a little bit and whatever. But that was a remarkable Merry Christmas greeting in Ukrainian that he presented to all of our
If that's
Ukrainian,
what he said.
If that's what he said. But had to trust him on that one. So Merry Christmas to all folks that are celebrating Christmas today.
That's right,
This is a
Ukrainian
major
Christmas.
commitment from Gerald to even be here. It's cutting into his pierogi time.
Yeah, line. Wait. Whoa. Whoa. T-line. Whoa. Back four. Okay, come to this one. Yep. Yep. Go. Yep. Hard. Okay. Okay, that works. That's a little bit faster.
The sweep judge on this team is very, very good. We don't hear a lot of going through the numerical range when they're calling out shots. They call them out early, and they're not off by very much very often.
I like that. Give it any. Six. Room. Wait's close. Might have to go. No. Take a look. Top four. No. Top four. No, back four. Back four. And this one then. Yes. Hard. Quick.
Oh, well, what you don't want to do is touch that. And go in
Like
the
that.
open. Although it ended up okay.
Got a little bit of a spin at the end that sits right on the corner of the yellow.
Do you like this again? Yeah. Is it any good to play like a? You can do this. Hit and roll. Yeah, we could do that. That's kind of what I was thinking. This will probably just come back here. Just gives you a little bit more room, I think. Do you like 10? I was thinking like
Oh,
half.
Sherry's leaving.
Okay, yeah, I like that too.
She's going home.
Wants to have a little bit of a conversation. Take advantage of this decision time that the Silvernagle team is using. The clock's a little tight for both teams. Not to say that by any means they don't have time, but you certainly don't want to be taking any extra time on these decisions.
Whoa. Wait's good. Just tack. No. Wait's really good. Close. Clean it. Heavy hack. Yes. Heavy hack. Whoa.
So looking to play the red-yellow-red combination, move the two reds a little bit,
Roll it, Joe. Roll it. Good shot. Really good.
and moves it enough to be sitting 3 for the time being.
Doesn't change the Anderson shot much. They're playing this freeze all day.
Okay, Chris.
Does create a little bit more room in the forefoot, though, for now. The next call might be the peel on the guard.
I think so.
Five. Line only right now. Wait's good. Wait's nice. Room. Take a look. Lots of room. You got to be there. Okay, go if you have to, but you still got room. Yep, got to be there. Let it bend if you can. Courtney. Go. Shot.
Comes into the top of the 8-foot for second shot.
Good peeling? Yep. I think so. Yeah, can we hit and roll in? I don't think so. Okay, that's fine then.
Straight peel.
But again, good question by Jolene, just to see if there isn't a bonus outcome on this shot.
Whoa, clean. Whoa, clean. You're fine. She's fine. Good.
Makes the hit. It is thin, but that's enough to peel the guard. Dana sounded a little more worried about it than anybody else.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
What's happening? What happened?
We're second, they're third, fourth.
Nice. Okay, just a guard. I think we're about a 3. We're tight on our own. Right here. Yeah, onto your broom. You got to You got to cross the center. Really tight. We're maybe in. Are we in? Okay,
Yeah.
go hard.
Yeah,
Yes. Hard.
Brushers indicating this was strong, so now they're trying to keep it on line to that Yellowstone that's shot rock. It's going to over curl out a bit.
Okay.
Might still clip it on the way by. It's hard to say.
We might kill this though.
Yeah, I think so.
That's okay.
Okay.
If you're thin enough on it,
might
you
jam
might
on
kill it
that, but
and
everything's
jam on the
open
back
then.
one.
Uh-huh.
So, like close to nose?
Yeah, nose is pretty good.
Heel, right?
Peel, yep.
If it goes by that yellow in the top of the forefoot, and it might, it's hard to say how these are going to react. You always expect a little drag here.
I don't know if they're close enough for the drag.
Whoa, whoa.
No. Off.
No.
Can't really tell from our angle, Sean.
Well, if it hit it that solidly, it was close enough
There
for the
you
drag.
go. Yeah.
And doubles the 2 yellows.
She would have got up to nose. I think she would have made it. We almost should have played it a hair.
Yeah, that's okay for it.
I didn't think I was that
Well,
Not fine.
cleans up everything. Nothing out front.
Steal opportunity's gone, but chance to sit 3 here.
Yeah.
And at least get the force, although there will be a bit of a wall formed back there. You definitely want to roll away from the center line on this one.
It's good. Yeah. Quick. Hard. Hard, guys. Okay.
Well, it sounds like this is going to be close to the nose. So, you're Robin Silvernagel. You play one of those doubles and think about perhaps keeping the blank alive,
Or
do
you want me to finish it, or are you going to?
well,
Or do you play the freeze knowing you're going to be taking your 1 anyway?
just kind of playing the hit and roll to get both results.
Because as much as we've talked about odd ends, even ends, if there's a chance for 2 and you're already up 1 in the 7th, if they can get a safe deuce going here without setting up a free steal for Sherry.
Well, they've had to go plan B for the thin double, I think, here.
And roll behind.
Well, but rolled right behind the
Yeah,
red,
I
so
know.
you're still looking at a force here.
The house is the wrong way.
No.
Sherry's going to play that. Be surprised? I'm going to ask him. It's hard not to leave a double playing this.
Yeah. It's hard. I know you're thinking she should just split the rings for
Yeah,
2.
it's very
But,
hard. Robin's going to have a hard time playing that without rolling out. So if you group these, let her have a double, you're letting her off the hook here.
Little big. Clean.
Carly, clean. Just clean.
Clean, yep. Roll it
Whoa.
some.
Yep.
Roll it.
Roll it. Krista, roll it.
Makes the hit. Now can they roll it far enough not to leave a double? Well, the farther it rolls, the better the angle is.
Yeah. 10? 9-5? I like 9-5.
I like it. Take your time. You have lots of time.
Two teams keep talking a little bit about the clocks with
9-5?
2 stones left to throw here. Robin Silvernagel is going to be at about 11 minutes 30 seconds as she settles into the hacks.
Yeah, you guys can hold this here if we need to. So.
What
Sure.
Jolene said is right, though. She said you have lots of time. You know, if anybody needs to speed up, the front end will speed up, but you want the skip to stay in the routine, and she has lots of time.
No.
It's fine. Clean it. It's good.
Whoa.
Just 9-5. Oh. No. Okay, good.
Nose hit, and so now if Sherry Anderson can hit and stay, she will have the force she was looking for.
Okay, that was pretty hard, I guess, Kate. Sorry. It's okay. Okay. Stick it right there. Yeah. Yeah.
Nose hit, gets the force.
Not that you'd ever do anything this cute because you'd hate to risk rolling out, but how far do you suppose you'd have to roll to the outside before Robin Silvernagel draws against it?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you just bite the edge of the 8-foot, does she draw?
I don't know. I don't think so.
And I guess the question then is,
does she bite the edge of the 12?
Well, no, the question then is, Courtney Fesser, very young third in the house. Does she think of such things? Because really that's a shot you make with the sweep call at the very end.
Yeah, you could have rolled away on that for sure.
With the nose hit.
And they don't
it's
even
a moot
change
point.
it really. So
10, guys. Right on the
exact
nose.
same throw again.
Yeah. Whoa. Nice turn. Clean. Oh. Clean it. You're fine. You're fine. Good one, Rob.
Robin Silvernagel with the nose hit here to end number 7, picks up her single point. 5-3 lead. Sherry Anderson with last rock in the 8th end.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Oh Canada, glowing hearts, see thee rise. True north, true pride, strong and free, both far and wide. This land is glorious, and it's ours, from sea to shining sea.
You're always home on Canada's largest wireless network with no roaming fees.
When you need to hurry, you can count on Team Jiffy Lube. With fast, warranty-approved service while you wait. Jiffy Lube, your oil change experts.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we have back-to-back forces here in 6 and 7. Sherry Anderson will have last rock in the 8th end, trailing by 2. Something we've talked about all week long, how these teams try to get last rock advantage into the even ends. If Sherry Anderson can pick up her 2 points here, she'd be right where she'd like to be to play the 9th.
That's right, even though it would be tie game and she would not have hammers, she will not be upset about that, picking up 2 in the 8th.
Yeah, you could almost make an argument that playing number 9, if you're in a tie game, the team without last rock is really in the driver's seat. They don't care. Single point on the board either way, and they're in good shape coming home.
I agree with you, Sean.
Well, the hard part here for the Sherry Anderson team is the Silvernagel team is not budging. They're not giving them an inch here. It's not like they've had end after end of opportunities and not really produced. It is Silvernagel's team. If there's ever a glimmer, that rock is gone. So they have just been so sharp, and that sort of makes you wonder if you should be changing your strategy here, start bumping rocks around the house a little bit sooner. How many corner guards should you be throwing versus what you have been throwing? It's a little disconcerting when your opposition is just not cooperating and helping you out here.
Having said that, the Anderson team is playing very well too.
And very impressive for Sherry's young team here. They got more comfortable as this week rolled on, I believe. They got off to a bit of a slow start, but as they got settled in and more comfortable, Sherry's really managed them tremendously well.
No, it's not tapping. Dana needs to go tighter. Easy. Yep.
But Kara's been doing this every end and always putting 2 rocks in that always, just creates that blockage that stops Sherry from going on complete offense. But here, trying to use them, not hitting and rolling here. We're just trying to tap them back.
I would argue this time these 2 stones are a little too close together. It gives Sherry the chance to move one behind the tee line and stay almost locked on the other.
And that one she's moving behind the tee line is also going to be behind a corner.
You would have liked to have had some separation between these 2 stones. Wants to stay close to the nose here, though. This looks like it might overcurl a hair. She's got good contact on the first one.
I like
Right
the
up,
call.
Dane.
Peel the
Okay,
corner.
right up, Dana.
You know, one thing we haven't seen, and it's because the game has changed as well, but everything's been relatively clean. Have we seen a pick at all?
I seem
Which
to
is
recall
great.
at least one
One?
early in the week. And I wouldn't say necessarily that it was a pick. It was late in the game. It could very well have been a flat spot from a knee print or a hand print.
But no, you're absolutely right, Kim. The ice has not created any misses out here in that respect, that through any fault of the ice.
That's right. Responsibility fully on the players. No excuses.
I think that's Matt. Three.
I think you might be in.
Three.
Okay.
I think we'll be okay. If we curl, we're fine.
It's starting to curl. Bring it to the A, guys.
Well, I think we're stopping Sherry.
Yeah. No, I think it's good.
Oh.
I think it's okay.
I thought you were
There are a lot of
letter are
A's
we
to choose
talking
from.
about?
Yeah, Sherry said bring it to the A, the last letter in the word Viterra, and I think they heard bring it to the 8, as in 8 foot.
Whoa. Clean.
Looking for the peel here, but if she hits this just right, might be able to come across and take out that red at the top of the 12 foot.
Real nice.
Will go just over the top of that.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little.
It always seems like such a nice, perfect throw, no panic, and then all of a sudden Dana sometimes makes it sound like there's a panic, and yet it's always kind of perfect.
Tighter for line. We're going to overcurl here big time, guys.
Yeah. We got more.
We got more?
No.
No, we're okay.
We're fine.
Carl, go take a look. Just halfway, guys. Line's easy. Not bad if it stops.
That was a weird throw.
Yeah.
Good, I don't know what that was. Good.
Well, maybe it was artistic, but it still accomplished its purpose.
Yep, another corner guard peel.
Yeah, keeping Silvernagel away from third shot there.
And I don't think there's any chance to play into that red one this time. It's high enough or wide enough, whichever way you want to look at it, that if she tries to come into the red, she's probably jamming it on the yellow.
Yeah.
Clean. Whoa. Good, Joe. Nice throw.
Whoa.
Makes the hit, does roll across the top of that red, and shooter will go out of play.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
So now Courtney Fesser throwing third stones with her first. Here in the 8th end, they're going to play the freeze to the yellow stone on the back corner.
Yeah, and you'll truth it, hey? Yeah.
I think we're back 8 right now. Off. Back 8. It looks like it's through.
Courtney did not look like she liked that throw.
It's not it might be. Yeah.
Brushers have not touched it.
How's the line?
Robin getting into position here to...
She's got no line to make contact with that back yellow and just gets a rub. Oh, might have hung on for a bite.
Looks like it might.
Yeah.
And Robin says it's
Do you want to
in.
do that?
Just peel
peel the back one out.
Okay.
They don't have an easy shot to peel out the one on the top of the 12 foot.
Exactly.
Peel.
So I go around if I'm half buried and she makes the double.
Yeah, I like this, Joe.
Yeah. A bit more.
Whoa.
Clean.
Clean.
Clean it.
Big. Yep.
Clean. Yep.
Yep.
Clean. Yep.
Good.
Whoa.
Real nice.
Makes the hit, rolls the shooter out of play. Will give Courtney another chance to make this freeze.
This whole team is playing well, the Silver-Nagel team, but about by round 3 or their 4th game, we saw Jolene really lock in. And when Jolene starts to make those, that wasn't necessarily one of her, you know, triple run super shots, but when Jolene starts to get consistent and consistently making those shots, then that's a very difficult person to out-curl.
Okay,
Yeah.
go hard then.
It's called confidence.
Line's getting great.
Make sure it's
Stay on
there.
the side. Yep. Go. Go, 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 go. Hard all the way.
She's
Go.
curling like
Stay
she
on
did
the set. Stay on
that
it.
year that she won the Scotties. Just everything worked. That one in PA. You know,
Yep.
there's
I know
a
what you
nice
mean.
shot. That's the one we needed.
Nice freeze.
Great recovery from your first one.
Or you can
Yeah, that's. Yeah, that's
yeah,
good.
throw peel. Okay, just drop those.
Do you like this turn?
Oh yeah. Whatever turn you want.
I guess everyone was throwing peel here.
I like that.
Yep.
So they don't have to move it a whole lot.
Yeah.
Whole lot.
Hair
So
high,
you know you
high.
can
Nose
throw
is
peel,
pretty
hit it
good.
right on the nose,
Hair
stick
high
your
with
shooter,
peel.
and that red will squirt.
I want to stick around, so.
Yeah, you want to stick around or no?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you roll out here, and Sherry Anderson will definitely have a chance for her deuce.
Not quite big.
No.
Clean.
No.
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 We're
no.
pick.
No.
Curl.
Get up.
Curl.
Get up. Okay, Ron.
Makes the hit. Shooter will roll across and just out the back of the 12 foot.
So close.
Almost sat down.
Just had to curl a hair. Yeah.
So Sherry Anderson now a chance to play that short little run
Yeah,
on the
and
angle.
sit too.
I don't think it's
And she could roll to a spot where there will be absolutely no chance at a double.
That's right.
Hit and roll. Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like. Oh, no. Yeah.
Well, we set off the start of this end. She'd love to get her deuce here.
In
Get
8.
back to tied up playing 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you bet. Just a 10.
Yeah.
This is her chance to set that up.
seem to be holding the line.
Yeah. Hey, Sherry.
We're quiet. 11.
Yes!
11. 12.
Starting to cross that line very early. Needs to hit this on the outside to roll across.
Oh, it looks like she's going to curl too far.
Trying to get it the other way now. Play the hit, and
there we go.
the raised stone goes to the open side. There's a slash double available, or the hit and roll. That's what Robin's
Roll
looking at.
behind, yeah.
I think this better shot. You can get shot rock. Roll in behind, make it tough again.
10, get the roll.
No.
Just 10. No.
No. 10-5.
Never.
No.
10-5. Never.
Clean. Clean.
Never.
Clean. Yep. Yep.
No,
Yep.
no,
Yep.
no.
Hard, 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 hard. Good.
Now sticks for shot. Leaves Sherry the open hit for 2.
That this opportunity all set up by that nice really double tap there by Carly that got that rock into that back 12 foot. Those 2 frozen stones delivered by Kara, and all of a sudden, 6 rocks later, 8 rocks
Yeah,
later,
exactly.
that was the key shot,
Yeah.
key rock to work with.
You got her.
So my next question for you ladies is, do we see the two guards in the ninth end trying to make sure that somebody scores, and do we see Cara Teveno try to tick them if she does throw them? She made a number of those tick shots earlier in this event.
Yeah, let's make sure of two here first, but yeah. I think that is what you are going to see.
You're fine. You're fine. You're good. You're good.
So put 2 points on the scoreboard for Sherry Anderson. We're all tied up after 8 ends. Robin Silvernagel with last rock in the ninth.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
When you need to hurry, you can count on Team Jiffy Lube. With fast, warranty-approved service while you wait. Jiffy Lube, your oil change experts.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we said it after 4. 4 ends have decided nothing. Now 8 ends have decided nothing. Just 2 or perhaps 3 ends left to play.
Exactly. We're right back where we started from. Right where we started from a couple hours ago. So, exactly as you said, Sean. Here comes the one. Oh, I was wrong. Thought I heard them say 1.
Well, they said 1 is where it was, but I think Sherry wants the tight guard, so they had them sweeping it the whole way down.
That's not bad.
Robin's going open side.
We haven't seen much of this.
No, wouldn't have been what I would have predicted.
Oh, not moving, not moving. Okay, there it goes. Okay, line's okay. T. 14-7, weight's good. T line. Hard, Dana. It's T. A little behind is okay. That's, whoa, 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 whoa. Good one.
You know, solid play by Cara, but I have to say, too, solid play by all 8 players out there this game. Everybody's playing well.
So not the 2 guards. Carly's going to look to come around. Yep. Don't know whether that was influenced by the fact that the first one's
halfway
in the ring. No, the first Yellowstone is in the rings.
5 only. 5. I'd like to go. I'd like to
You want to force her. You just don't want to force her to take 2 or 3.
Lots of room still. Lots of room.
Still?
6. Coming, but it's got weight's
No,
good.
we're okay.
Weight's good. Just to the top of the button. Go.
No.
Real nice. Good shot.
Good.
And the freeze collar right on top.
2, very nice. And I like to use the word composed. You know, for Carly being such a young age, about 3 years out of juniors perhaps, 4 at the most. She looks like she's been out there for a 20-year career, the way she's handling herself out on the ice.
Well, you know what? We keep saying these girls are young, and I mean this in the nicest way. Maybe they're just young compared to Sherry. They're certainly very experienced. You know, they've all got titles behind their names. They've all played lots, and
well, they've all been well coached over their junior careers also.
Exactly. And this is where you really do have to hold it together. I mean, we're in the 9th end of a provincial final, close game. Both teams. This is where nerves come into play. And you got to be able to control all that. This is where you have to have mental toughness.
9-5.
I think it's awfully brave of you to have pulled that gem out in the last half of the last game when there's no further chances to interview Sherry. Makes the hit, rolls the shooter across. Not quite in front of the yellow, but any attempt to hit and roll back to the middle off that would jam.
And Robin's team too is relatively young. These young women are
Exactly.
just 30. Jolene's a little bit older, but
Yeah. Robin and
mid-30s.
Kara, 30, 39, Dana, 31. So
Room. Line only. Stay close.
No.
We're real heavy. Really curling. Yeah. Good. We're pretty heavy. We're back line for sure.
Kara, go. Kara, go. Hard, Kara. Hard. Hard, 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 hard.
More.
Right out, Joe. Right out. Okay, Dana. Good.
Makes the tap, gets the red one all the way out of the rings.
Just a 10.5, Chris.
It is Silvernagel sitting one. It is exposed.
Okay, just a 10.5, Billy. Hair less.
And enough room here for Krista Fesser to try to roll back underneath the guard.
Soft. Yep. Whoa.
10.
Whoa. No.
I think she doesn't want them to sweep.
Good throw. Good throw.
Gets the nose hit. But that leaves the opportunity for Dana Demirs to make the roll undercover.
Oh, she gave that quite a little extension for what I thought was supposed to be a little bit more control weight.
Has to come up a little bit to get the roll undercover. Wow, it had to come up a little bit just to get the nose. Rolls a bit to the outside. That might not be a bad result.
No,
Gets the play away from that center guard.
Yep.
Think let's go this way.
Okay.
Just a 10.
Not going to leave too many yellows around.
Okay.
Crazy. Yeah. You got a court. Nice throw.
But that's the precision that they're playing at today. We're saying, oh, she didn't quite make her shot there yet. That's the worst outcome you've had all day, where you roll a foot too much the other way in that type of a situation. You're playing very well.
Hard, right up. Good sweep. Okay, good shot.
Makes the hit, stays right there, but it is
third
third
shot
shot.
now.
I still think we gotta hit and roll that one. What? I'm just leaving a double if I hit that, so.
Yeah.
I think
like
hit and roll.
this.
Where am I rolling to?
I like right under.
Okay.
Top 4.
Good. 10?
10.
Weight's good. Yep.
Yep.
Clean.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Close.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa. Weight's good.
Sounding close.
Makes the hit. This might roll a little too far. Now, is this going to stop in time to be shot rocked? No.
Nope.
And now you've got a pocket for him behind the redstone and a chance for the Anderson team to try to use that center guard.
You bet.
I think this way's better.
Yeah, I like that.
This is the same.
This is the nice cross.
Yeah, just top 4. You got it.
Top 8 is fine.
You just need even full 8 is good.
It's like she's bleeding.
No, we're 7 on our own. No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Not terrible.
We're 6. We're going to be
7.
close here.
Line only.
Line. 7, 8.
Hard. Line only. Line only.
Whoa. I was low. We're through. Yeah, we might be. Okay. All right, Court.
I didn't think we were that much.
I didn't think we had that much either.
Sorry, Sherry. Should have let you know sooner.
Well, slides all the way to the back 12 foot. It's fourth shot now. The saving grace for the Anderson team is there's no real easy way to get rid of that red one right
Top
now.
red, exactly.
Yeah, that might be okay. And then if she tries to pick that way.
Yep.
Although she'll be able to do that.
I need to be just a hair high.
Then she just might be able to double those and roll in.
No, I'm staying in front of the red one.
If you're a hair high, you might not be shot.
Okay. 10?
Yep.
10 and a half even. Whoa, whoa.
Little quiet. 10 and a half.
No.
Stay closer to a 10. Stay close.
No.
Never. No.
We're just jamming it over here. Yep, go, Kara, go. Whoa.
Drives one onto the other. And when it spins across and comes to rest, it is Anderson sitting one. That Yellowstone
Oh, shoot.
But
by itself is second shot.
Went on it.
I think you just draw. Hey, you would have racked.
Yeah.
Top four. Speed's really nice here. We're just one. Okay.
So the come around center,
4 foot.
Yeah, you got it.
looking for top four.
What'd you get for court split? 12. We're shot there, guys. So let's go 4 foot. Yeah, I like that. At least full 8. Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to see any slowing down or fudging of this center path. It's held up all week long.
Yeah, Corny was just straight heavy.
So the ice will remain the same.
can think like 15-2, 15-4.
You heard the numbers.
15-2 sounds nice.
15-2, 15-4.
Got her, Sherry.
It's fast.
Well, and great sweeping ice too. It's been amazing the drag that the curlers have had on carrying these rocks in.
Line's really good.
Weight's really good.
Hey, make sure.
Weight on it.
Line's perfect.
We can wait. You gotta wait.
Sherry Anderson with a good draw here with her first one. Could set up at least a force. Might even still be in shape for a steal here.
It's coming real nice, guys.
And we talked about it coming into this end. She's happy to see a single point going to the board
yeah.
either way.
It's not going to be a blank. There's a nice shot.
Really good.
Pulls that stone into the top 4 foot.
Yeah. I guess you can see a sliver of it, maybe.
Yep.
You got a quarter.
Yeah, I think we can push it back here.
I mean, the other thing is to go here, Rob. Or we
Yeah,
can
we can
just
do that
draw.
too. But if she makes a perfect tap, then they're probably scoring. Is the only problem with that one. So I like this tap. I think.
Okay, just like back 8 weight.
Back 8 foot. Yeah. Right there?
Yeah.
But that is the nice thing about the positioning of that stone that Sherry Anderson just threw is they have to throw fairly significant tap weight in order to move it through 4 feet, 5 feet of ice in order to hope to count shot rock here. So as compared to bringing it into the top button, which looks glamorous, but you don't have to move it very far.
I think so.
Okay.
Robin got down to the hacks and decided that the quarter she was told about was
was wishful thinking.
An optimistic
Hardly
quarter.
have a quarter, so I think we got to go here.
Okay, whatever you think.
Or even right beside it.
You want to stay
This is
top
where
of
I
the
drew
tee line. You
before.
certainly don't want to go back button.
That's right what I was thinking. Yeah. You got it. Where's ideal, Joe? Top button, T-line. Okay.
Top tee line?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fast.
Sounds like she's rushing just a little bit
She
there.
is a little bit. Her clock is at 4:45 as she crosses the tee line. She has 1 rock left to throw here in the 9th.
So
And
that's
1
the
timeout
equivalent of
left.
what you have in an extra end.
Line's closed.
Whoa, you look heavy.
Got it,
Not
Carol.
heavy. Kara has to go.
T-line. You're going to have to be T on this line.
Or back
We are-
four.
It's a long ways past the guard.
Nope. Like to stay for shot. Nope. Nope.
She's got good weight on the draw, but this stayed well out into the open. It is shot rock.
So the good news is Sherry makes a play on this. She throws the same rock again for her 1 point.
What kind of weighting?
Sherry's looking to just pick this out. Wouldn't it be tempting to hit and roll underneath? Yes, you jam, but if you're sitting 2 on the 4 foot, Steal of,
Have her looking at 2.
well, a steal of 2.
It's a lot better than a steal of 1.
Yeah.
9, guys.
It would be tempting. I agree with you, Sean.
Oh, you jam it, you're staying.
I like that. We seem to be curling now with the little bit with the 10s, so I like 9. Got her. Whoa, whoa. Yes! Quick. Hard! Hard! Quick! Hard! Hard!
Makes the hit, drives it by those 2 stones at the back, rolls her shooter out of play. And it is Sherry Anderson sitting 2. Robin Silvernagle is going to have to draw full 4-foot to get her single point.
She got that curling even with that kind of weight, so good thing that she brought that up. In turn, will that curl a little bit more for Sherry than her out turn sometimes?
Is that a hair more, Joe? It's right middle. Yeah. Okay.
That was definitive.
Wasting no time here and not a lot of time in the hack either.
Hair tighter line. Line's good. Line's good. All you. Hair tighter line. 4 foot. Line's good. Line's good. 4 foot.
Brushes had picked this up early. They really haven't backed off much. Now starting to just clean.
Line's great. Yep. Yeah, line. No, you're good. Easy, ball line's fine. Wait only. Whoa. No, 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 no.
And slides through that button area and will slide just a little bit too far. It is a steal of 1. Sherry Anderson will take the lead for the first time in this game. She's up 6-5, but Robin Silvernagle keeps the last rock into the 10.
When you need to hurry, you can count on Team Jiffy Lube. With fast, warranty-approved service while you wait. Jiffy Lube, your oil change experts.
Totally my first. Okay, I'm very excited. Don't worry, we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna throw the rock, practice, and then we're gonna actually play a game. Really? Yeah. Awesome.
Not better. Could been better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, a big steal of 1 for Sherry Anderson in the 9th end, and for the first time in this game, she has the lead, 6-5, coming home.
We want to stay on it. Well,
Robin Silvernagle, you mentioned it, Kim, looked like she was rushing a little bit on those last 2 shots.
Which she doesn't need to be. I mean, it's the same amount of time you have in the next strand, and you don't want to be rushing on your last throws. The other thing I did notice right now is that when Robin made her way to the other end, Gerald stood up and had a little chat with her as well.
halfway, guys. Line's
Wonder if
good.
he noticed the same thing, because you know there's going to be rocks in play this end. Sherry Anderson
It's going. Line's
had the
nice.
chance to talk to her about these types of situations
Line's good.
before, and
Line's really
she's going to
good.
play this like she has to steal.
Line's good.
So there's going to be some rocks in play, and that means there's going to be some
bit
thinking
more,
to be
more.
done,
Good.
and not a lot of thinking time left here.
Yeah. So the corner guard goes up. Sherry's going to the Anderson team come around. And you know there's going to be adrenaline on all 8 players right now, so everybody taking a breath. So you would like to have a tiny bit of time to reset here.
The Anderson team, after Carly throws, has 4 minutes 38 seconds left on their clock. They still have both timeouts, however.
Cyril Nagel team will be at 4:09 with just 1 timeout remaining.
Hard. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Well, great job by the Prushers to get this fully into the 8-foot, half behind cover.
Wanna go here? Yep. Okay. Yep. 5 more feet.
Line's good. More positive of a throw. Line's good. You got weight. Easy. Room. It's running.
Let it curl. Wait. Kate, you're gonna have to finish it, Dana.
Wait.
Wait.
Go now.
You can.
Go. Hard, Dana. Go. Quick.
A lot of room by the guards. They're trying to get some extra finish here now.
Hard, Dana. Go.
They don't mind this being deep. They just want it to be buried.
Nice shot, and now we see the corner freeze.
We're drawing. All right. Okay.
Sherry Anderson going to follow that stone down, and sounds like she caught even her own team by surprise here.
Well, really interesting. This is the exact same situation Sherry Anderson was in last night playing Penny Barker in the 3-4 game, except the tables were completely flipped. It was Sherry Anderson needing the 2 points, and the end was set up exactly like this.
That's right. And if you want to go back even further, remind me, Sean, last year, the final game, Silver-Nagel was the team that was 1 up last year, playing 10.
Makes the little bump. Shooter sits open.
Bump at the most. Hack.
Back line.
Or even just tap it. Back line.
Okay.
Little inside flop.
So back line.
Yep.
Yeah. You got it, bud.
I'm looking to see where all the parents and spouses are, and I can't quite find them. I think they're all hiding somewhere.
It is torture to watch when you're connected to somebody out on the ice.
Yeah.
Hack.
Whoa, close.
Solid hack.
Whoa. Joe.
Hard, Joe.
Dana looking to get across the face on that roll behind cover. Gets just to the nose.
You want to throw bump? Bump? Sure, bump's good. I like that. Nice, easy throw. Okay. Right at the broom. Yeah.
Bump.
Close. Whoa. Close.
No, we're good.
Yep. Yes. Quick. Hard. Gotta go. Hard. Right up. Whew. Okay.
Would have liked to have stayed for second shot, but that's going to roll a little bit too far.
Are we shot?
This is shot. We can come tap this.
Yeah, or hit and roll the red one.
Yeah, actually, I like that.
Yeah, okay. 10.
You got it, Dana. You got it, bud.
Time to move the guard, and if they do this right, they could catch that shot stone on the way by.
Little big. Close. Whoa.
It's big.
Whoa. Close down.
Big. Almost 9.
Almost 9.
Makes the hit, but drives it by that stone in the 8-foot, and the shooter will roll out of play.
Still like that. Hey? Okay. T-line, just short of T. Half open is good.
bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
speed was nice here. Yeah. Okay.
You got it.
Way here. Let's make it. Yeah.
No center guard now to work with, so Sherry Anderson needs the corner freeze here on that back Yellowstone.
I'm to it right now. Just line. Close. Wait only. Wait only. Wait.
Courtney Fesser with the out turn draw here.
Yep. We're all there. Okay. Whoa. Small bump. Small tap. No, we're not really on much of it yet. We're close. Good shot, Court. Nice shot. Hi, girl. Good.
Comes down, sits on the corner and bumps off just a little bit. Jolene Campbell in the hacks, ready to throw. They're a little tight for time. She's going to follow this one right down.
Let it work. Lots of room, girls. Whoa, it's got to work. Dina. To me.
No. No.
Staying on the center line a little longer than what they were hoping for.
It has to
Well,
curl at the
it might be a little strong.
Go, Dana. Go.
Hard, Dana. Yep, roll it. Yep.
Sorry, Joe.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. 10.
But starting to get a wall here if the shooter stays.
It is.
10 court. Yeah. You got her.
Susan, do you think that's that time clock starting to creep in there? That was just a little bit heavy, and certainly Jolene rushed that throw.
I believe so.
9-5. No, we're 10. We're 10.
That and just adrenaline too.
That's a valid point, yes, for sure.
Close. Yep.
Well, they were looking to flop underneath here. I think this is a plan B call.
That's fine. Okay.
Jolene Campbell taking a little more time this time in the hacks, and I'm not sure. If she gets right into the pocket here, she might be able to get shot rock.
Back 12.
No.
So again, very, you could
we're
just see it
right
back
at
that
center.
little bit on the release, and it's staying on the center line longer than what they wanted.
Rushers are saying back 12 too.
Yeah.
This is a lot of weight.
Coupled with more weight than what they wanted. So sometimes calling your own shot works just as well. Still exposed, but pressure's on.
Probably.
I mean,
They're
gonna
gonna weld, but
We'll call our timeout.
Time.
Okay.
You got 2 timeouts and 2 shots left. You may as well call it.
Kind of just putting all your eggs in one basket.
The only downside to it is you give Silvernagel team an extra chance to consult with Coach Gerald Shimko.
Or 6 inches. And she might not have.
I think you just pick it.
I think just pick it.
Yeah, because then if she freezes, you freeze on top.
We freeze on top, and if it's really good, I do have the option, right?
Yeah.
Because where it would be shot, I can come here.
Yeah.
Right? Right to the nose of it.
I think so, Sherry. Yeah. Just pick it. Agreed. Kind of wait till you want.
They weren't really discussing what to play so much as where they wanted the shooter to end up, and
Just stay right there, hey? Yeah.
the discussion all came down to if you stay there, you just give her a wider pocket to freeze into. She can't freeze and be shot on the red that's sitting on the right-hand side as it is, so they're just going to pick this one out. They fully expect Robin will play the freeze.
I'll have the options even if she makes it really good.
Yeah, I like it. I really like it.
Firm.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah. Got her, Sherry.
Silvernagel still at 2 minutes 35 seconds. She has a timeout left, but they did just have the chance to discuss with Gerald Shimko, so they may already have their next call planned out, and they'll save the timeout for her last one.
Well, Sherry still has to be careful. She does have to navigate her red one there on the center line 8 foot.
Krista.
Doesn't sound like that rock's in play.
Doesn't have a big piece of it for sure.
I look so stupid doing that.
Makes the pick.
Yeah, we can hit roll so that we have the 4 foot open. You like that? Well, we can come lock it on here. But then she taps and I have to make a double for the win.
Yep. I like the hit and roll. 10-5?
Yep. It'll come up this way. 11 even. 10-5.
It's good rationale sometimes too. I mean, you want to you know, of course you want your two-ender, but sometimes you have to remember too,
well, I
leave
guess if we
yourself a
freeze,
shot
then we're
for
shot.
the
Well, then I'm
tie.
still gonna have to make a double, and I
Sometimes
don't-
you try
Well,
so
yeah.
hard
I
for the
think I
two
like
that
this.
you don't even
10,
have
10-5.
anything for the one.
Well, and what Robin is forgetting, she's saying she might have to make a double for the win, but your shooter wouldn't be far enough in to get the win. It would be a double for the extra end.
Ooh. Good recovery.
Yep. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. No. Never.
Makes the hit. The shooter comes across, but it will roll too far to be shot rock.
Shoot. Sorry.
So now Sherry Anderson will have to make a choice where she wants to put this last rock.
Kind of back in the same spot, I think.
Yep.
Just doesn't
Call our
want
timeout
to leave a
again.
double.
Top 12's fine, hey?
Yeah.
You just gotta be
probably safer to go
third.
here, maybe. Right?
It's kind of what do you want to
It's
leave?
either or.
Well, you
Robin,
don't want to
her-
leave her any shot that might work for a double.
If she plays it thin, she could make it. This is probably better. Keep it in the 4 foot.
Actually, I like that. I like going right in. Do you hate
Yeah.
it here more?
That's why I leave it
Even.
double.
Just even. I guess you want separation.
No.
I think the speed will be
Yeah.
nice here.
Okay. And
You
it'll
just have to be
it'll
careful
hang. It
crossing
won't
center. I feel
go
like it might
crazy.
come
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Just back 4.
Okay. I think back 4.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
Top, you know,
I
if
know.
it's just top house, just don't do it in between.
Yeah.
But T-line, back 4.
Even top house, you have to be a little bit careful. You can't. You have to make sure you're
Yeah, I think it's nice.
biting
here.
the 8 foot. You've got to be sitting 2. The nice thing about back 4 is you may see Robin Silvernagle try to make a hit on it. She wouldn't have a lot of room to roll, and if you're already back 4, she's off the nose at all. You'll be able to sweep the roll and try to get it out.
Line's good. Back
just
4
5.
more. Gotta go for back 4. 5
All right, then.
Hey,
Stop,
then just
then.
bite the 8.
Bite the 8. You can get it back 4.
Can you get it back?
Yeah.
Hard
Yes,
then.
I can. It's all there on its own even.
Whoa.
No.
This
Close,
is
guys. No,
sliding
walk
on
in.
them.
No,
Weight's
Sherry,
good.
no.
Weight's good.
No.
Weight's really good. We're good.
Sweepers might have gotten a little panicked on that one, but the KG veteran, if I can call her that, had stood up and actually followed that one down a little more than she normally does on a draw.
Well, this is to see if we go to the extra end or if we crown a new champion.
And Robin Silvernagle opting for the draw.
Button.
Yeah, this is the same nice path.
15, 15, 2.
Yeah, I like that. I like a 15.
Careful.
Lots of room right now.
Careful.
Line's good.
Hanging.
Brusher's cleaning early, so they must like the weight.
Hanging.
Careful.
Line's good.
Not curling
Sweep
much.
for T. Yes, it is curling. Sweep for T line. No.
Right on the lid.
Yes, it's not
Right on the
heavy.
lid.
You really gotta go.
Hard,
You really gotta go, Dana.
Hard, Dana.
Pulls that stone into the top of the 4 foot. Will pick up her single point, and we're headed to an extra end.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Take your Share More plan with you and enjoy worry-free data in the U.S. The all-new Share More Canada and U.S. plan, now available from SaskTel.
Really? Awesome.
Not better. Could have been better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
Introducing the all-new heated cab for the John Deere 1R tractor. Simply captivating.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, after 9 round-robin draws, a tiebreaker, the Page playoff round, semifinal. We've played 10 ends here in the championship final, and it looks like we're going to have to play at least one more. We have to say at least because it wasn't an extra end. We saw a blank 10th that put us into an extra end once this week.
Well, for the second time today, Sherry Anderson is in this extra end. She had the hammer this afternoon, escaped trouble, early trouble facing Chantel Eberly, and was probably pretty fortunate to have a shot on her last one, which she made. And here we are again. The first time Sherry had the lead in the game was in that 9th end. Got a nice force from the Silvernagel team. Beautiful draw by Robin to catch the forefoot there to stay alive. So you're right, Sean, just in case we haven't had our money's worth, this is just that extra value.
The 9-team round-robin draw was new last year. Robin Silvernagel has dominated through the round-robin portion of that draw 2 years in a row and finds herself here in the final for the second year in a row and needing to steal to win one more game than she could last year.
Mine is okay, it doesn't matter. Just bite the fork. Easy, easy.
So not opting for a tick shot, wants to come in, playing this strategy most of the
same way she played the one this afternoon.
Yeah, and it just about cost her, but
Keep going. Okay, Carly.
Was it the extra end this afternoon where she said, you know where I don't want this one, when it was coming in heavy? She makes sure that one's back far enough that a freeze to it would leave room in front of it. And the other thing for the second time in a second year in a row, the second team in this final finished the round robin with a record of 4-4. Sherry Anderson actually avoided the tiebreaker this year by virtue of a better head-to-head record with the other tied teams.
Well, just to reflect on how dominant the Silvernagel team has been, they lost their very first draw on Tuesday afternoon to Chantel Eberly and has not lost since. So she ran through the rest of the round robin with 7 wins and then won her 8th game in the 1-2 final last night. So they've been, they've been in close games, they've been tested, but they've been on top of the victory stand in all of them. Now she needs the one that counts.
Well, she needs the one that counts, but it might be out of her control here at the very end.
Get your hair down. Gotta go.
Mine's good.
Gotta go. You look. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Mine's good.
Gotta
Another
go
attempt for the come around here.
Okay, mine's good. All you.
All the way in. All the way. All the way.
Just shows you what this sweeping, how effective the sweeping ice has been. That rock was taken a long way. I didn't think it was going to get much past that Viterra logo.
I'll turn onto the button.
But motivation and adrenaline and some good sweeping technique, and They took that rock right into the top 8.
You're a little short, that's okay.
So to finish off the point, I was trying to make the team with 4-4 record last year gets in through a playoff. Here they're in the final, and last year Penny Barker wins the event. This year we'll see what happens with Sherry Anderson and Robin Silvernagel, but I think the point is you just need to get yourself into the playoffs somehow or another and then play well, and you've got a chance.
Room, you look heavy. Whoa.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Well, it's sort of like winning the Bonspiel after coming through the C qualifier versus the A qualifier that won 4 straight and then lost the first one.
Come around attempt is deep, so that'll give Sherry Anderson a chance to peel one of the guards.
Single.
Yep.
The nice thing for Anderson after she peels this guard, that yellow-red combination, the yellow outside the rings and the red at the top of the 8-foot,
Peel the back one, Sherry.
means you might have the chance to play
Shot, Chris.
some kind of a slash double with the next one. So anything that was buried, you might be able to run that red one back into it.
Well, I think what's really reassuring here is both these teams are excellent teams and will have a good week at that Scotties too. You know, if it is Sherry Anderson's team, to have that massive experience at Scotties and all of her international experiences, I think that will bode well for the young team. This team, Silvernagel, they just have all the shots. They've got that team unity, cohesiveness, and I think they would be a fabulous rep also.
Easy, easy, easy. No. Good. Good, Dana.
Looking for the long guard to keep the double possibility away. Now, did that over curl enough at the end?
Yeah.
Sherry took a look at possibly just picking the tight one.
Yeah.
Yep. Hard. Quick. Hard, guys. Quick. Quick. You're okay. You're okay. Keep shooting, Chris.
One more?
Yeah.
Give it to us. We'll put it in there for you.
Jolene Campbell now.
Line's good. You got room. Gotta work a bit.
Let it move.
You
gotta get
Once again, looking for the long guard.
As long as you're over, let it move.
They have to get at least to the center line. They don't want to leave the angle this way. It would be a fairly risk-free chance to try to get them both. And this is coming a little tighter than what they had in mind as well.
No, sorry.
Well, they're definitely close enough together to make a run at it now. The question is, will it come in to the
double
rings?
peel. You're probably jamming there.
And is that bad, is where I was going. Does that jam really hurt you?
Might not be such a bad thing, though, eh?
No. Whatever you think. Be wide open.
That rock in the front of the 8-foot is really just a tight guard.
Yeah, I think you try it.
Right there.
Hey.
Good peel.
Hey, okay, just a nice throw court.
Yeah.
Got it. Single peel's fine, hey? Yeah, you bet.
Easy peel. Just easy. Yeah. Whoa. Easy. Whoa. Okay, Court. That's fine.
That's good too.
Good. I like that. That's all right. Yeah.
We'll just get the top one.
You're like, one more in now. I think so.
I think go. Yep. Top button.
Just need 5 feet more in me.
Yeah.
Well, this could be the game breaker right here, this shot.
Line's pretty good.
Room.
Top button. Line's good.
Needs to get a good one in here. You know that
Top button.
Sherry Anderson's going to play that double peel on the top.
Just top button.
Whoa.
Just top button.
double peel. If you clip that red right, it's coming back into that yellow.
I like that. Yeah, peel. Yeah. This could be good.
And that's what Sherry's lining up.
Just a straight peel's good. Yeah, I think a straight peel is fine here too. Yeah, you bet.
But the tic-tac-toe,
Quarter to a third.
Well,
Good peel.
they're saying that the straight peel's fine, even if you just get these two off, even if you miss that yellow in the rings. But now you've got both turns available to get to the pin. If you ever hit this just right, you could drive yellow onto red and have that red come back into the button area. It's close. Oh, a great shot. That gets everything out from in front of the rings. Just the two stones at the back of the forefoot left for Robin Silvernagel.
well, that was a world-class shot.
Center guard.
One more look at this.
17.
And the bonus really is that she managed to spin her shooter out of there as well. Robin's going to throw the center guard here. Sherry's going to peel, and then expect that Robin's going to play some kind of a draw, but to come down to those back two, she's going to leave Sherry the button. If she stays in front of the tee line, she leaves Sherry a shot to pick it out.
That's good. Yep.
And that was the key to rolling that stone off the button as well. Sherry Anderson going to call her timeout, but
Comes here, right?
You're gonna have a
if
nose
she
hit.
comes just there, I can have a
Then
pick.
you have the pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the peel, hey?
Yeah.
So still 1:58 on her clock.
No, that's fine.
It's just that mental
tons of time.
checklist.
yeah, I think she was just
Checkpoint.
basically trying to make sure she wasn't missing anything. If she peels this guard, what are the options? And she listed the same two options I listed, and she's going to have a relatively easy shot either way.
Right, Jerry.
Or routine, as you would call it. So Sherry Anderson, with last rock in the extra end here, this is her first. Needs to peel the center guard. Nothing out of the brushers.
Come on. Okay, that's fine.
Well, it's thin, but she does move it.
Yeah. That's okay. Well, it's a no. Yeah.
Takes away any intern shot that she might have had, but
I guess we still can do this. Leave her the draw for.
Just hit and roll there. Make her cold draw.
Because if we freeze, then she just has backing.
Probably moved that far enough that it really doesn't help Robin.
Otherwise, she just has the pick if we're here.
Or you can go.
Then she just comes to you.
No, I think you have to do that. I mean,
You could draw full forefoot where Kara's got the broom down.
exactly. Here comes Gerald Shimko.
But the pick's a little tougher now because you'd have to pick it across the top of the red.
You know what? Maybe
can't
just as well, maybe just freeze to 7.
But then
Well,
she
then
just
she just
comes
draws
and
with
has
backing.
backing.
I'd rather her draw with no backing than draw to backing, right?
She'll still have
got
backing
this
right at
backing.
the center line.
No.
If we go inside, this will just
Yeah.
push that over.
Yeah, hopefully we're pushing that over, right? Okay. Well, what's the other choice? If we freeze, she just draws to it. Like, she just follows us right down. She could be T-line to back 12.
She could be hack.
Unless we kind of corner this side, I mean, that's...
Like, if we're
I
touching
like that
the
full
center
corner,
line,
the forefoot there.
Yeah, it's just an easy pick.
Yeah.
it's got to be like.
It's not as
What
easy
was
as
your
it was a
thought?
minute ago. Because she won't be able to get at it from the intern side.
That's
So,
right.
I mean, we want her drawing 2 hours or drawing to nothing?
back there, no.
I think this is the call. And
try
push
to
this over.
I mean, even if we don't, if we sit up here, maybe she goes through the hole.
Time is back in.
It's not
There's
an
really
ideal
no
situation, so
wrong
we just
call
have to
here.
pick what
You
we think is best.
make whatever you like. Sherry's going to have to miss. That's your only chance.
You can try and go, but it's just such an easy pick.
I don't like make the perfect roll.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I think so.
10?
Yeah, are you
Should
going to
be-
throw that 10-5?
I like the
10-5?
liner, Yeah.
10-5?
It takes its time.
It will
here.
take its time.
Yeah.
I think 10-5 there is
I
good.
like 10-5, Rob. You got it. Take your time, bud.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Big round of applause from the
Maybe a hair more, Joe.
crowd here at Melfort,
Yeah, we
encouraging
don't wanna
Robin
rub the
here
guard.
for
We can hold it here, though.
possibly
Okay.
a last shot.
Trust it.
I don't think I'm seeing any doubles for blank ends here.
11. Clean.
Just 11.
Yep.
Yes, 11. Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Pretty
Clean
quiet.
it.
It's pretty quiet.
Whoa.
Oh, it's got
Whoa.
the girl close.
Dana. Whoa. 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 Yeah. Hard, 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 hard. Really good.
Makes the hit. Does roll the shooter a little bit.
That's backing. Good job.
It does look like if Sherry Anderson comes to the back one right to the face of it, she would be shot rock, but she'll play this as a cold draw.
Curled there.
And if she happens to be a little bit strong, they'll have to try to sweep it right to be right on the face of that stone. But that's not the plan.
Courtney Fesser looked pretty calm there, but
Come around and, yeah, you bet.
this must be nerve-wracking.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like 15-4. Sliding nice.
Hey, Sherry, you got her.
Well, we've had a few shots here today where the crowd was quite hushed, but you can almost hear a slight murmur in the crowd right now. Everybody knows the significance of this shot. Sherry Anderson with her final stone.
You're in the good
Needs
stuff.
a good piece of the forefoot,
Not moving yet.
and if she can do that, she will represent Saskatchewan at the National Scotties. Brushers were on this early.
Yeah, once it goes, the speed comes off.
They're going to have to go to get this to the forefoot.
I think she's got it.
She's got nice line, nice weight coming in. It's going to stop on the button. Sherry Anderson has won the 2018 Viterra Scotties Provincial Curling Championship. She will represent Saskatchewan at the Scotties in Penticton, BC later this month. What an exciting final. What an exciting day here. Semi-final and final both come down to an extra end. Kim Hudson has made her way down to ice level. And after the girls have a chance to celebrate, we're going to hope to get a word with Team Saskatchewan skip Sherry Anderson.
So I think that will be 7 Scotties now for Sherry as skip. She's gone several times as a 5th, but that should tie her with Michelle Englot with Michelle 7 Saskatchewan.
7 Saskatchewan titles. Kim?
I knew you were going to make that one. There was never in doubt.
Well, I had just thrown it in. I had thrown it in 9, so that's. I mean, it's nice to throw the same path, the same shot. It felt good, and yeah, it felt good in my hands. So, and they're good sweepers. So
there you go. 2018 Scotties Provincial. How does that sound?
Freaking awesome. I mean, yeah.
How's that for a warm up for the Seniors Worlds?
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'm happy to curl all month long, every month of the winter. So
good for you. Okay, this makes 7 for you personally. Is this one any sweeter than any of the others?
You know, since I had my 54th birthday yesterday, I think this one's sweeter. And with girls that are, I mean, they're experienced, but not in the women's. And they really came back after last night's emotions, and I thought they played excellent today.
Yeah, they sure did. Congratulations.
Thank
Good
you.
luck at the Scotties.
And we want to pass our congratulations on as well to Team Sherry Anderson, and they will be outstanding representatives at the Scotties in Penticton, British Columbia. We're just waiting now for everything to get set up for the closing ceremonies. Susan, it's interesting. We saw last year the Silvernagle team didn't even glance at the hardware. We heard Kim talk to them at the 5th end break. They said it didn't bother them, but Sherry Anderson's team walked over before the game, stood directly in front of this table, and they all looked at the hardware.
Welcome Viterra, Kruger Products, Curlers, Host Committee, volunteers, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a great week of amazing shot making and curling. My name is Christy Walker, and I'm your CurlSask competition liaison for the Viterra Scotties Tournament of Hearts Women's Provincial Curling Championship. On behalf of CurlSask, Viterra, Kruger Products, welcome to the closing ceremonies for the 2018 Viterra Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Over the past 6 days, we have witnessed some of the best women's curlers in Canada. At the same time, we've had an opportunity here in Melfort to renew old acquaintances and to make some new friends. It is now time to recognize the achievements of the best women's curling team in Saskatchewan. Please rise and join me in representing your 2008 Scotties Tournament of Hearts champions, Team Anderson. I would like to call on Gord Brown with Viterra to present the champion trophy to Team Sherry Anderson of the Nutana Curling Club. Skip, Sherry Anderson. Third, Courtney Fesser. Second, Krista Fesser. Lead, Carly Korchinski. Team Anderson are worthy champions, and they will be great Saskatchewan representatives at the Scott Tournament of Hearts in Penticton, BC, January 27th to February 4th. We in Saskatchewan are very fortunate to have a sponsor like Viterra. I'd like to take this opportunity to invite Gord Brown to come forward, and we'd like to present you with a signed shirt from CurlSask. Thank you, Viterra and Gord Brown, for all of that you've did for curling in Saskatchewan this week. I would like to now ask Gord to say a few words on behalf of Viterra.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say congratulations to all the teams that participated in this year's 2018 Viterra Scott Tournament of Hearts. As fans, we had a privilege of watching some of the best curling our province had to offer. I'd also like to thank the volunteers who worked hard all week to make this event possible and that everything to run smoothly, so the fans and players had a great experience here in Melfort. Congratulations to Team Anderson on behalf of everyone at Viterra for being this year's winners. We are proud for you representing Saskatchewan on the national stage. good luck in Penticton. I'd just like to thank everyone, and we'll see you all next year.
At this time, I will call on CurlSask President Mitch Minkin to present the finalist awards to our runner-up team, Team Silvernagle. Skip Robin Silvernagle. Third, Jolene Campbell. Second, Dana Demers. Lead, Cara Teveno. And coach, Gerald Shimko. Robin and her team have had a great championship, and they should be very proud of their accomplishments. They've displayed modesty in victory and pride in defeat. Curling Canada, CurlSask, and other provincial and territorial curling associations are fortunate to receive support from Kruger Products. I am pleased to bring greetings on behalf of Kruger Products. I'd like to thank all of the volunteers who have worked tirelessly over the past year to ensure the success of the Viterra Scotties Tournament of Hearts Provincial Championship. I hope that all the competitors at this championship realize how talented they are, and they've reached the pinnacle of curling, a goal that few curlers will ever realize in their lifetime. However, there can only be one winner, and our sincere best wishes to Team Anderson as you go on to compete at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts in Penticton, BC. I'll get you to join Mitch again. The president of CurlSask, Mitch Minkin, will present the Saskatchewan Jackets and the Saskatchewan Crests to our winning team, Team Anderson. I will also ask Mitch to present the Red Heart crest, which is emblematic of a provincial champion, to be worn at the National Scotties Tournament of Hearts to the 2018 champions. We know they will wear the Saskatchewan colors proudly as they represent our province. I will ask Gord Brown with Viterra to present the individual trophies to Team Anderson. It is now time that I will ask Sherry Anderson to say a few words.
Thanks, Christy. I know how it feels, guys, so you're welcome to leave if you want. First of all, I would really like to thank the ice maker, the officials, Barry and his crew, Christy from CurlSask, the committee, a wonderful job. It's a beautiful facility, but two really big, important thank yous to my teammates who played really, really well, and to the fans. If you weren't all here, there was the best crowd today, and looking up, it was nice, it was loud, it was energetic, and we love that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sherry. A great championship requires great ice conditions to compete on. And thank you to our ice technician, Wayne Cubbin, for providing world-class ice conditions this week. Thank you also to our umpires, Barry and Tim, for keeping everything moving along all week. We appreciate all your efforts. On behalf of CurlSask, I congratulate Corey Fischel, the host committee chair, the City of Melfort, and the numerous volunteers for this fantastic championship that they have hosted. You and your committee can be very proud of your accomplishments this week. Also, thank you to Viterra. Yes, please. Thank you once again to Viterra and Kruger Products for their continued sponsorship of women's curling in Saskatchewan. We look forward to many more years of partnership with you. A special thanks to you, the fans, for attending this event and making the 2018 Viterra Scotties Tournament of Hearts an outstanding provincial championship. I now declare the 2018 Viterra Scotties Tournament of Hearts officially closed. Thank you for attending, and please have a safe trip home.
And with that, our broadcast concludes. We will see you all again. We want to thank you for joining us on SaskTel Max or on CurlSask.ca. We will be back for the Tankard from Estevan at the end of January. Good night, everyone. So long.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution